Hello.
That was
So,
boink. There we are.
I just realized I forgot that this is my Almond Must Die intro, and I just realized no one. That's such an old meme at this point. People. Maybe that's why YouTube's been promoting me more.
Oh my god.
There was something, and I'm glad I saw that in the chat. Hold on, someone gave me a tip when I wasn't like on the air, and I wanted to talk about it because you pay me money, and I want to give you your due.
You're losing Chris Persia as a sub.
What did I do?
Why?
Because she's not wearing a Fez.
Actually, this is gonna break everyone's heart. I don't own a Fez.
False advertising. Fezes are cool.
Bill in the box tipped $10 5 days ago. Thank you so much. It's because you're awesome. Heart eyes. So thank you. Thank you for that. I'm out. I quit. Mark, you don't even have rent. You can't quit. You quit. I pay you to be here, Mark. I mean, what? Oh my god. Unlimited stuff.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Once more, the Chris will wrench.
You know what, Chris? That should be like your thing. You should clip that, and you should just have that as like every time someone asks you to be a wrench.
I think it's a YouTube bylaw that he has to wrench for every channel.
Yes.
It's required.
Oh my god.
It's required.
With my lips.
Well, he is the master of all that is wrench Canadian.
Yep.
French Canadian. I love
my goodness. Hello, humans and non-humans. I don't want to,
Yeah, one of your hosts is not a human. I'm a fox.
Yeah. I got it.
I'm a Kryptonian and a pile of orange rocks. Just depends on what.
Yeah. And Palpatine. Who knows what Palpatine is? Honestly.
What was that you held up there, Arwyn?
Oh yeah, y'all. In honor of my birthday. It's my fox mug. I found it and I love it. I've had it for a couple of years.
You know what's funny?
I told him I was going to put a cybernetic eye on it for him. So
when you hold up the mug, it like balances out your background, so it looks like you're fighting off heaven with your fox mug.
Back. I know my lighting is jacking here. I've got windows over there. I've got windows over here. I've got the door closed because of the cats. I don't know. It's doing funky
Smudge will
things.
find a way. We know Smudge will find a way in.
Oh, he's been in and out 3 times. And the last time I'm like, okay, if you don't get settled, you're going out. And he didn't get settled. So bye-bye.
Then the boobian. Oh my
Poor
goodness.
little kitty.
I know.
Yeah.
He's just so misused because he can't stay in my room when I stream.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to knock things over and call mischief and judge. That's what I want to do.
And judge. And I don't need his judgment today. Thank you. He can judge out there.
You know what? That's a perfect segue. Hold on. I'm using that. Give me a moment.
Use
Speaking of judging, we are judging.
Judgmental so-and-sos we are.
Yes. This
I'll
might be
judge
the
the hell out
quickest
of this movie.
we have ever jumped into a video. This is
Wow.
This is record time.
39 minutes of video. It took him 35 minutes to try to convince himself that this movie's good. I can take care of it in about 10 seconds. I could talk to him for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, I'll take care of him. Get the guy. Get him on here now.
You can blame Josh. I'm just going to go ahead and get that out of the way. This is Josh's idea. So,
I have no memory of sending this to you, but I know I did.
Hey, this is the sequel. This is our Man of Steel Attack Part 2.
Yeah. Now, I think he changes it from good to from bad to good, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't see.
I'm gonna feel like a real asshole if it's the other way around, because I'm pretty sure that's what Josh told me when we first talked about doing this. So
I think so.
He doesn't remember, so this might be a very.
It's not say I changed my mind about Man of Steel, so we'll see.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
I have not changed mine. Go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry.
Mine either.
Well, I mean, it's just when I scour YouTube for these essays, putting it politely,
essays.
I try to then block out the person as much as I can after that.
That's understandable.
Understandable, yeah.
I don't remember what this guy says at all.
You're about to find out.
Let us find out.
Yes. All right.
Smudge.
Hey, Smudge. See, he worked his way into the chat. He then found another computer. There he is, judging.
Arwyn, I love your ability to generate memes.
It's so good.
Well, I mean, was it the last Pink and Purple where you talked about the only bone you've ever broken was your tailbone, and within like 3 minutes, Arwyn's broken bum was in the chat?
I know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it is.
Damn.
Like, it was fast.
It was that's the best. That and the Nutella one. Oh, and Arwyn's mooing steak. Those three, lightning speed.
I don't remember that one.
Mowing steak?
The Arwyn's mooing steak was on Mary's stream. We were talking about steak, rare versus well done, and I'm in the well done camp. I'm sorry, it is what it is.
Me too.
Yeah, it's just, it's amazing. And anyway, Arwyn's mooing steak popped up. And the Nutella one, we were talking about Nutella. And so.
Unlimited memes.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
So yeah, we're gonna look at this. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yay.
Recently, there's been a spike in views on my old Thanos video, and that's led to a load of new comments, and so I've been reminded of it daily. It's not something I've watched since I posted it, because why would I? But occasionally I get a comment from someone disgusted that I think Thanos is a moral person, and it's like, what? I'm pretty sure I explicitly said he was an awful person, but maybe that wasn't clear. I'm sure if I went back and watched it, I would just list a load of things I hate about the video, and I'd want to change it. It's just not worth revisiting. That doesn't mean I'm not proud of it, or I'm not glad I made it, but it served me insofar as to get me, this me, here. I've been doing this for...
What? Did I need that portion? Hold on. I'm cold. I'm gonna get things.
Bye.
So far, this video really... I've changed my mind on this video, actually. It started to suck. Now it sucks even more. 39 seconds in.
What? I mean, who cares how you came about to changing your mind on an old video?
By the way, Josh, I would just say that I respect changing your mind on anything. I can name some films I didn't like that much before that many years later, or I see it again or something that I liked it more. Usually never goes the other way that much. Like I didn't like something. I mean, like I did like something and then later didn't like it as much. That hasn't happened as much, but that has happened to me over the years.
Sure.
So I can get behind that sometimes if you go back, with a clearer eye or whatever, or older eye.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't change your mind on something.
Yeah,
we all grow and mature and change, so it's totally fine for that to happen.
Oh yeah.
Why does he have to bring up that what caused him to change his mind were comments on another video?
Filler.
Who cares?
He
Just
wants to fill this video
go
up.
into. So I've recently been reflecting about Man of Steel, and here are some of my new thoughts on it. That's all you need to do.
Well, he's a very me kind of guy.
That would be more prevalent to the video, but
yes, no, you're quite right.
Filler.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of concerned just because of what made him change his mind. So you're telling me that your people commenting on your Thanos deserved to win, and that apparently you think Thanos is moral? No, everyone can understand why he did what he did. Okay, no one's condoning it. I don't think, So I don't know why.
Even though the comic version was better, but whatever.
Oh, yeah, of course. Way better.
I like the idea behind the comic version. Once I heard about that, I was like,
right.
I like the idea because that makes him more crazy. That the Mad Titan actually fits better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's literally trying to murder half the universe. Not because his planet died because of overpopulation, but because he's trying to impress a chick. That's hilarious.
He's insane and he's evil. It is actually. He's insane and he's evil.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
All you need, really. Insane and evil.
It's fine for Galactus to be morally ambivalent, and he's just feeding on.
He's just hungry,
and he's so above other forms of life, he doesn't even see them as life.
Yeah,
you got that there.
Fair.
He's not insane.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you could argue maybe not evil, but for it worked very well for Thanos, and he had a different motivation than a character that he was sort of slightly ripped from, Darkseid, who is someone who wants the anti-life equation because he wants to control all of life in the universe.
Right.
So,
he has a control. Yeah. He has control issues, which is like, I mean, that's fair. You know, like
control issues. I agree.
You don't want to control the entire universe, unless you have severe cured control issues. Okay, you just don't. It's more like. Now, by the way, that doesn't mean I want his whole fucking backstory about what his parents did. Okay, I don't need to know about that. That's not what I'm saying.
Darkseid's not evil. He's just misunderstood.
Yep. he's not such a bad bloke. That's the way it will be when they ever put him on. When they put him in there, probably.
Well, didn't they just make it recently that Granny Goodness was just because of the abuse that she sustained from Darkseid?
They may have done it in recent comic books, but I don't read that crap. Do you read any of that crap? I don't, so I don't know. Possible, probable. I would say, yeah.
I mean,
I don't
sounds
know.
like something they would do.
I mean, the only DC title I'm currently getting is the Superman 78 series, and it's almost done.
Yeah. Batman 89 and Superman 78 would be the most recent. Now, I also there's a recent one. It started its run back when I was in college, and I don't have any, but my best friend had some, and I read them, and I want to actually get my hands on them. It's called Scooby-Doo and the Apocalypse, and it's basically if like Scooby-Doo and the gang met while the zombie apocalypse was like happening, and it's really interesting. The art's art's amazing.
Sounds like it might be a little above their pay grade.
It's amazing.
I've never read it.
Is it darker or is it still like
very dark?
Yes, it's dark.
No, it's
okay.
It's very dark,
okay.
and I like
Dark
it because it's this new interpretation. Now all the characters are obviously older. They're not having a bunch of high schoolers, and they all are in like specific, like obviously Velma's a scientist.
Right, Ruggy.
Ruggy.
I think Shaggy and Scooby are like they like go out and they not hunters, but not really bounty hunters per se. They're kind of like scavenger kind of people, and he's like a cybernetic dog. Totally, yeah, I know, Josh.
Bot.
Yeah.
Bot.
The bots don't even try.
They don't
anymore.
even try with the names anymore.
I know.
You don't go. That could be an actual name somewhere on this planet. There's like 8 billion of us or something crazy.
No vowel names. Well, I know there's one vowel. Sorry,
there's one vowel.
I think you need at least two.
There's an I.
Yeah.
But I mean, I miss when they put all the little emojis all over there.
I know,
Yeah.
I do too. I like Eris to interpret the story.
They were love stories.
Fun.
But these things are lame anyway because you can't click on anything.
Yeah, they
It's
don't
just
even.
words.
Not that I've tried.
No, but you can't. I mean, it's not a thingy.
Well, you can't anyway on my channel because I have that thing where no one else can post anything that's like link wise.
Right, exactly.
So
Yeah.
You can't do that.
I've done the same thing.
Anyway. The X Factor. Wow, he really has like a range of shit. The X Factor. Why the winners don't succeed. That's actually an interesting thing to talk about. I don't know why you're bringing it up now.
That's a British TV show, The X Factor.
Yeah, I would actually.
Singing show. I think,
so.
isn't it a singing
I think
show?
I thought, yeah, something like that. I think
It's one
Looks
of the
like it.
fucking Ballons. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I can't keep up. I don't watch any of them, but yeah.
The only one that I would even consider watching, because I won't watch them. Honestly, I think the peak of their popularity was when I was in middle school, and I really didn't care at that point.
Now there's a name that's at least trying.
Thank you.
And it's the same message, just lowercase v.
They heard it. They heard you.
They really want to get that message.
Tried.
Well,
nice.
There's a Russian one there.
They're like, we'll disguise our name. Maybe they won't notice.
Wow.
The only singing show I would think about watching, this is just because the idea behind it is actually hilarious to me. It's so you have the stage and you have the judges, and then there's soundproof glass around the person that's singing on stage, and how they're how they choose to present themselves while singing, they don't hear them. They can't hear them singing. And the judges have to guess who is the best singer without hearing them, just based on their performance. So you have people out there who can't sing a single note in any way, shape, or form, performing like they're fucking rock stars on a tour. And that's an amazing idea. Yeah, and I love that idea, because it's just like, how on earth would you ever be able to guess that? I love that idea. I don't know. I like that. That just seems hilarious to me. Not because, I want to see somebody that actually is talented win. I want to see someone who is incredibly untalented win. I want to hear all the judges complimenting them, and like it cuts back to them singing, and it is like a dying, screeching, like ungodly noise from hell.
Oh my god!
Works for me.
I would love that too. Free.
Works for me.
And okay, free.
Oh my god!
I heard a horrible screeching noise, and I was summoned.
She thought we were saying your name. Oh.
She was summoned like a demon.
Oh my goodness! All right, I'm gonna hit.
All right, here we go.
Full fat videos for a few years now, which is kind of hard to believe, but anyway, I feel like I'm finally hitting the point in which I've produced so many videos over such a length of time that there's a chance some of them are a bit outdated, or my opinions have simply changed.
Well, that's good, by the way, that you want to always grow better as a content creator. Sure. So, yeah. I look back on some of my first streams and I'm like, ooh, I really didn't know what the fuck. Like, I literally put that stream up. I didn't do an ounce of research into the topic that I was going to talk about. Which could be something that I even enjoy, like horror movies. And I just kind of was like, la la la. I'm very awkward. Hello. I don't know what I'm
we
doing.
all do that. I've done it all. I can't stand looking back into my stuff.
Yeah. Well, I don't like how I sound. I don't like the sound of my voice, so I don't really listen to any of my stuff.
I love the sound of your voice. I hate mine, but I love yours. So, and that's the way. I think seriously, most people will tell you they're the same way about their own voice.
Yeah. Well,
the only time I do that is to go back when I've missed the chat and read the chat, because the chat's hysterical. On Pink and Purple, a lot of times I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. I'm getting better at it, though. I'm getting better to kind of watch the chat and, multitask. But yeah, the earlier episodes, I would have to go back and I'd replay it so I could just read the chat. And I was dying. The chat's amazing.
I don't know what research is. I don't know what that is.
I usually do re-listen to streams that I've guested on just to kind of like gauge how did I do and like how could I maybe improve. But I'm not there to like, oh, my voice is so sensuous. No, I don't do that. It's because I'm trying to grade my performance, basically.
Sure.
But But even though I've only done 2 streams on my channel, I've not gone back and rewatched them.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't. I'm not interested. Not interested to see how those streams are.
It's out in the universe, into the ether. Yep. Let's move on. Yeah, I get it.
Exactly.
Let's see here. The price of success. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
No, I'm not saying that
Harvey
I didn't like
Weinstein,
Thanos'
The Price
villain,
of Suck.
but Infinity War
Yes.
is a great movie. I have to make it all sound so dramatic. Maybe not. Or maybe it's still my best video. Who knows? What I'm actually trying to say is that when I first saw Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, it was now almost 8 years ago. I've been through university and venturing out into the job world. Hell, I feel like we've all aged about 5 years during this lockdown alone. A lot of time has passed, a lot of life has been lived, and a lot of new movies have been seen that have further shaped my opinion. To quote the 11th Doctor's regeneration from that same year, we are all different people all throughout our lives.
How dare you
compare
the 11th Doctor to Man of Steel?
Yes.
I'm offended.
Yeah.
That's it's just no.
I do agree with the quote, but I'm like, all right, dude, that's just just laying down this excuse. You can change your mind without all this, but
it's all just filler.
Right. I mean, I understand what his point is, though.
Sure. And again, there's nothing wrong with changing your mind on something.
No, except for this movie, of course. Then we're gonna rip him to pieces.
and just seeing this is also making me sad that I miss caring about Doctor Who.
Oh God, that's what I'm going through right now.
Is it still going?
No, I'm watching these right now. I'm up to Matt Smith, and I'm getting sadder and sadder because the problem.
The end is nigh. I get it.
There were things wrong even with that era that I have criticisms of.
Yep.
But just sitting through the worst episode makes me go, my God, I remember when I used to look forward to this show and loved it so much. Even the crappy episode. Back then, you took it for granted. You're like, that one sucked. But then, you're like, you still couldn't wait to the next, episode.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's been a long time.
Oh, God. I remember.
It's one of those, dear God, the worst episodes of Moffat's run, I would gladly take back now.
They're like treasure.
I'm that way on his Matt Smith run. His Capaldi run, I'm that way too, but I really hated his Capaldi run, even though I love the actor. But I'm with you there on Josh, but that's only because of how bad Chippy is. If that never happened and it stopped with Moffat, I'd be going, good God, those past 3 years. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. And
Chippy really helped Moffat.
Yeah, I have said many times before, Peter Capaldi was like a master chef having to work at McDonald's.
Yes.
Easily.
So much potential.
Great comparison.
Very good.
It was so awful. I will never, ever forgive them for what they did to Peter Capaldi because he was an OG fan from like a little fucking single-digit kid, right? Mm-hmm. And they even found, like, I think on Graham Norton, they read out a fan letter that he sent into the magazine. Yep. And like when I saw that interview, that hit me in such that made me angry, like an unbridled rage that just swelled up in me because I was like, how fucking dare you do that to him? He had to endure that for his entire run. And you put Clara on him. Bill was better than Clara, but I would have taken a fucking rotting stump over Clara. Okay, I hated Clara and what she did.
And I've heard people say, well, why the hell how could he take that role, blah blah blah. And I'm like, the man's a working actor.
Yeah,
why wouldn't he take that role?
Plus he's gonna
take exactly. And he wants to work. It's Doctor Who. What the hell? Why wouldn't he?
He's a lifelong fan. Yeah.
No, it's not nothing. You can't blame him for anything. I hated
not at all.
Hated the way his Doctor was written, and I did not. But he still performed it brilliantly, and I just couldn't think he had terrible stories, and it was. But compared to the Jimmy stuff,
compared to 13, I mean that made me God what they did.
Which is Doctor Who.
Oh God, Aris, you got Churchill in your chat.
Hello there, Churchill. Been a while.
We're talking British things, and all of a sudden Churchill comes back from the dead and starts speaking Russian. Jesus Christ!
Carry on.
Exactly.
As opposed to a double-digit kid. Yes, you're still a kid at 10, but he was very, very young when he sent that in.
Right.
Absolutely. And it tore my soul apart. He had there are a few good speeches in 12. where they actually gave him something to work with, and he fucking delivered it. And those little moments you could have seen, he was like, he could have easily been the best.
Agreed.
Like I'm not even joking. He could have been the best Doctor.
And you look at Peter Capaldi's like other work, he can do intense drama and he can do comedy. So he had every aspect that you would want from a actor playing the Doctor. They gave him nothing.
Yeah, he had all like the good things that everyone kind of liked about the past 3 New Who Doctors, you know, and he had all of them, and he had it going in. He had a little bit of the childish wonder, still kind of, but it was buried from 11. He had the snark from 10, and he had the dry wit from 9. He had all of these things that we all loved. Kind of wrapped
all
up
of that,
in
which
him.
came from previous Doctors that they took.
Yeah.
So I just want to say.
Which, by the way, he's the same person, so it makes sense that he still had that little bit of all of that, and it's just which they fucking totally just threw out the window. It's like, no, the Doctor is the same person. He just regenerates. It's just that's it. And he kind of becomes like a whole a different personality.
The personality changes, but you know, so like
at the heart, he's still the same person.
Like the fourth Doctor is extremely playful and eccentric.
Tom, he's the greatest of all. Tom Baker, his birthday yesterday. Love him.
I need to watch.
I love Tom.
Oh, Tom Baker was amazing. Like
I haven't watched Tom Baker yet. I need to watch.
He basically was the Doctor.
I agree. He's definitely one of the most popular ones, if not the most well-known Doctor.
Well, like you said, I am the Doctor. The definite article, you might say.
Oh my goodness!
What he is.
Wasn't he in the 50th anniversary? That was my first episode.
Yes. Oh,
that's the 50th anniversary. He's the curator.
That scene killed me because I'd read stuff leading up to that he might be in it, and then just kind of forgot at that point. I really was at that point. The episode's almost over. Was really just on this high. They aired it all around the world at the same time, if you'll remember.
I know.
I was sitting there and I'm with my son and we were watching it and I just forgotten, I wasn't thinking about that. I was just elated. It was really loved the episode. And to hear that voice come off camera when Matt Smith says, I could be the great curator. I could be the creator of this place. And then you hear this voice, I really think you might. And my son and I look at each other. I almost fell off my chair. And I lost it. We're like, oh my God. And it was him. And that scene is just beautiful. I lost it. I mean, it was a moment for me.
I do wish that they had gotten the other living Doctors to be in there, even if they're not playing like the other versions of the Doctor. Just just give them like a little cameo.
They sort of were. They actually were.
But that was like flashback sequences.
No.
Wasn't there an issue with Eccleston?
They were, but they weren't. Yeah. No, he wouldn't do it. But no, they were. Sylvester McCoy, Colin Baker, and Paul McGann were under the sheets for some of those Zygons with statues.
I love that.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I agree with you though, big time. This should have been.
Yeah, I mean, even if they're not like central to the story, just give them a cameo. Also,
like the bus driver or something.
I agree.
And also, 2 of the actors from the first series of Doctor Who, from the main cast, are still with us. Why weren't they in it?
3 are actually. So 4.
No idea.
4 really. So
from the
Tom,
first...
Peter.
No. I was talking from the very first cast, the original cast.
Oh yeah. At that time, yes. They're not anymore, but yes. They could have had Ian and Barbara and Susan.
That would have been cool. I would have liked Susan to be at the end and be like Tom Baker's assistant. That would have been cool. Can you imagine?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. They showed their name though. They showed Ian Chesterton's name and his wife's name, Susan. Yeah. I mean, Barbara, on the school when they were at Coal Hill School, which is where Clara was teaching.
Yes.
Yeah. Like imagine the scene where like they're talking and then you see Susan come out and she's all grown up and she's like, "Sir, you have an appointment."
That would have been beautiful.
And takes him away.
Mm-hmm.
You watch Invention of Space and Time one day. That was amazing.
Oh, that was great. I loved it.
Yeah, love that.
All right. Anyway, back to this thing. That is.
Hey, back to Man of Steel.
Man of Stool.
Man of Stool.
Man of Stool.
lives. What sort of person am I now? Am I the sort of bozo that might like Man of Steel? Has my viewpoint of the world and the movies I consume altered my taste? How has the all-important benefit of hindsight shaped my thoughts surrounding the movie and its most controversial aspects? What do I make of Snyder now?
You could have kicked him in the nuts.
He could have.
He is the Man of Steel. He could have. That would have hurt a lot.
He could have flown with carrying Zod.
He doesn't fly. Superman doesn't fly. I don't know what you're talking about.
I just want to go to 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And
He's
the
pointing.
whole DCEU that I was.
No good.
Oh God, is this Zack Snyder?
That's Hack Snyder. Hack Snidey boy.
He's a fucking Michigan fan. No wonder.
Mexican.
God, what is this?
Now you have
I
to
hated this movie. I hated it.
God, this
Hold
movie
on.
sucks.
You know how we were talking about how the S has that weird thing? It doesn't here though. Did they add that in post?
What do you mean?
The S has you said it has that weird thing like right here where it swoops down.
Where there's that extra line in the middle of it.
It's not there though.
So
they add the stupid line in post.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That line by the cape.
The
line over the cape, or not?
No.
There's
You know how
an
in the-
extra line in the
center,
S
yeah.
right here.
There's a line that goes like in the middle of the S in the Man of Steel S. It's not in this picture.
Okay.
Look at this. It doesn't have that line anymore. So that's like. So why is it there in like the promotions and like?
I have no idea. I
got me. I
Chris?
never noticed. I guess I never looked at it close enough.
Chris,
You got me on that one.
are you a Michigan
Wolverines.
fan? Are you a Michigan fan?
Oh my goodness. We have a Buckeye.
Badgers.
We have a Buckeye.
Do we need to talk to?
I think. Well, he's Canadian. I don't think he cares, but he just likes Wolverines, probably.
You know what? If you just like the character Wolverine and the
Or
animal,
the animal,
fine.
maybe. Yeah.
That's fine. If you like the team, we need to have a
Wolverine's my Patronus.
Yeah.
Mine is a pheasant.
I'll just throw
that
that
Roll Tide, says Keely Chow. Roll Tide, Keely Chow.
It was a badger, but I didn't want a badger, so someone told me, well, Wolverine's part of the badger family. I'm like, all right, I'll take a Wolverine.
He's a short king. Okay, that's what Wolverine is. He's a short king.
He is.
Yeah. We know how this works.
He'd come up to about here on me.
Oh my.
No.
I was once so hyped and simultaneously disappointed by. With Army of the Dead and the myth.
I'm also disappointed that they got Jesse Eisenberg to play Lex Luthor. I don't know what acid
Stupid
they
ass.
were on.
What a stupid casting. Snyder is famous for garbage casting. You know,
Well,
you
he
can give
did good with Henry Cavill for
right? You give him credit
Superman,
for Cavill, but for every good casting, he does garbage like Ezra Miller and Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah.
That
I
is
won't
true.
lie. I didn't. I know this is going to be very controversial, but I didn't like Cavill as,
Well, but if the material's bad, I think he could be good in a good movie.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
but
I
he
think
has
he's a
the
good
looks.
actor. I don't know. He was too weepy looking all the time in the face.
Oh, that's
and maybe
Snyder.
that is
Yeah,
a director
that's because of
thing.
the material.
Yes,
Okay,
and
fair
yes.
enough.
The-
fair
when
enough.
when he was given material that actually was close to Superman, which was very few and far between,
Right.
he was pretty good because he has the
Fair
build,
enough.
he has the look,
Yes.
he has that winning
Right.
smile. He's like he should have been a great Superman.
Oh,
But
can
the
I just
material-
say one of the scenes that irritated the hell out of me? And again, I know this is a director and a cinematographer, but when he's holding up, they're in the oil rig and they're on the boat and all that shit, and he's holding it up, and the camera pans down to his abs. I did not give two shits about that. I was like, okay, the guy's got muscles, big deal.
A lot of women went
Seriously.
nuts over it. A lot
Yeah.
of women loved that.
I didn't. It irritated me. I'm like,
It
y'all
was-
are just being gratuitous, and it's stupid because you're not even doing it right. It irritated me.
You
I
don't
didn't
like abs, Arwyn?
No, I love abs. So what? Okay, the guy's got abs.
My
didn't
abs are
do
very well
anything.
insulated.
I don't know. It was stupid because it just slow shot down to the abs. I'm like, yeah.
It's
It would have
fan
been funnier if
service.
it kept going. Okay, if it kept going, that would have been
Maybe.
funny. It
With
just
lady service.
kept. It
It
just
just-
kept going.
He didn't
Yeah.
do a thing for me, y'all. Not a thing for me.
Well, I finally met a woman not swooning over Henry Cavill. I can't
Dead
believe it.
inside.
I don't swoon over him either. I'm
okay, now I'm at two.
Yeah, he's hot, but I mean,
I don't swoon over him either, Clobby.
You're not a woman, as far as I know. But
yeah,
did you just assume something?
Well, I did. I did go out on the limb there.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, he's hot, but I mean, you know, whatever. I guess it's not one of those like groundbreaking, like, oh,
yeah. I'm no shit. If he walked by me in the street, I'd be like, okay, bye.
Me too.
I don't know what it is, and maybe it's this role because, like I said, I don't mind him in The Witcher, but as Superman,
yeah, it's really just how bad the movies. I think it's really just how bad the movies are.
Awful,
because
so bad.
I never minded his casting. He's just, I mean, he could be really good, I'm sure, because the guy is a good actor, and also he's a good dude. I mean, if you hear all the things he does and the way he talks in interviews and things like that, and he seemed to care about the character. I mean, he's not the boss though, so this is all on Snyder.
Yeah. I liked him in The Tudors. He's just I'm not into him that way, but his acting was fine in The Tudors. You know, and Keely, Anna can have him. I'm sure she'd be more than happy to have one less woman to fight off.
If I could, I would give him to Anna.
She can have him.
It's funny. I used to be that way. I used to swoon about Tom Hiddleston, and then he dated Taylor Swift, and I was like, ugh.
Ew, he's gone where every other man has gone
damage
before.
Good there.
It was like he was tainted. I was just like, disgusting. What is this?
No,
you can't unsee him wearing the I Heart TS shirt in making out with her on a rock. I just can't. It's like, I don't care how hot and attractive and sexy this man is. Like, he is fucking soying out for Taylor Swift.
No.
Get out of here. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Go. Be gone. Wow. God. Wow. It was disgusting.
I can't think really of any particularly modern guy star that I actually go apeshit over. That just dawned on me.
Me either.
Me and you either, Clobberin.
Clobby, we're twins. I can look at a guy and acknowledge, yes, that's an attractive man, and yes, Jason Momoa dripping wet is not bad, but it's not. I don't know. There's none that I'm like, I got to put a picture under my pillow of him. You know, not a one.
Jason Momoa is like, yeah, he's hot. It's like I understand the attraction more with Jason Momoa because I mean, I'm sure he could make me soon. I would actually more like to go hang out with him. Honestly, hanging out with him would be a blast.
Let's share a beer, or that I could see, but I don't know, y'all. Am I dead inside?
Imagine playing mini golf with Jason Momoa and drinking cocktails.
I've seen him drunk at a con before.
Like, he seems like a really fun guy.
I buy that. I completely buy that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, it was great.
Oh my god.
You so smexy, Cookie.
I actually had soy sauce this morning when I was cooking my ramen. That's funny.
Do you like my avatar, Eris?
Oh my god, is that what I think it is?
It's not the correct one, but I know. Yeah, that was...
Oh, it's not?
I can't
No, you're looking for the I Heart TS shirt. That's the one you're looking for of him wearing that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's bad. No, but that is one of the pictures. That was one of the pictures.
I can think of one guy that I think is pretty damn hunky. And that's, what the hell is his name? Oh my god, his name just Richard Armitage. Armitage? He played Thorin in Lord of the Rings, in The Hobbit. Richard Armitage.
Oh, Thorin Oakenshield?
He's really, really tall.
Thorin Oakenshield. That's who you're talking about, the guy who plays
Blue
that?
eyes. Yeah, he's kind of cute. I think he's cute.
I might not
kick him out, but
there's a place called the Hobbit Cafe here in Houston, and you can actually get a sandwich called the Thorin Oakenshield.
Okay, when I come visit, that's what we're doing.
Wow.
And I will. Oh shit! I was gonna say something. Never mind. I don't want that to get clipped. That would be taken so out of context. say it probably knows what I was going to say. But anyway, carry on, Man of Steel.
Changed my mind.
Yep.
Cool, long-awaited Snyder Cut. On the horizon, this is surely the year of the Snyder. For a director that got critically mauled for his infamous courtroom drama, and then forced to give over his expensive third installment to another filmmaker with laughable results, Pet Sematary. This is his phoenix rising from the ashes. If the Snyder Cut turns out to satisfy the hardcore fans, and maybe...
Wait, did you say this movie was like a phoenix rising from the ashes?
This was before the Snyder Cut came out, so that gives you a timeline.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm sure he loves it even more now.
Yeah. Snyder Cut was better than the Joss Whedon one, but there was at least an hour that you could have just.
That's an argument for another time, because I don't know if I agree with that statement.
It's when I say better, and I'm not saying.
No, I hear you.
It's more cohesive.
A 2 is better than a 1. You know what I mean?
I think it's a bigger mess personally, but go ahead.
It was. They both entertained me on varying levels, but at the end of the day, it's the main problem I had with the Joss Whedon Justice League cut was there was such a bizarre mix of serious, dramatic, over-the-top Zack Snyder and Marvel humor,
right?
That it literally did not work upon rewatching it.
No.
And so you have a single serious cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League that like Josh said, it's more cohesive because of that. There is a lot that I would have changed and cut out because man, that there's a lot. It's not in any way, shape, or form like a god tier movie. I will never watch the Zack Snyder Justice League cut ever again. But it was better in my opinion.
One thing I love about it, and
the Tarzan.
Review. No, Mahler's review of it was pure gold. That is 10 billion times, and it's like it's half the length of the Snyder butt, and yet it is 10 million times more entertaining because of what he does to that thing and eviscerates it to the point of it's. I mean, I sit there and go, "Yep, I never have to say anything about this movie. It's right here. It's brilliant."
Yeah,
I love that. So, and that was actually legitimately as fun as sitting down and watch any movie I'd ever sit down to watch. Watching him destroy it. It was beautiful, and he got a lot of flack over it, but anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like one of those, I don't know, in my opinion, it kind of proved the point that people had been saying about it. Maybe don't mix two directors who have extremely
absolutely
different shooting and directing styles. It just doesn't work, and that was the only thing that was kind of the point. Whereas, you could have gotten someone somewhat like Zack Snyder to finish it, but you didn't. And you know what? You suffered for that. And God, there was certain things I enjoyed, certain things that I was just like, I don't know why this wasn't in the movie. Maybe it wasn't shot yet. I don't know why we spent all that fucking money making Superman's suit colored when it looks way better as black and silver. I think that was one of the highlights personally. I liked the black and silver suit. But it was just one of those I hope y'all Hollywood have learned something. Don't fucking get two directors with contrasting directorial styles to do a single movie. So
yep.
Also, if you want Joss Whedon has
he's such a good guy. Lord thoughts there you go. Avon lives, long live the Legion, buddy.
Hey LT.
Hello.
Since Eris brought up colors, can I just say this Man of Steel movie, the colors were so drab and so monotone.
Yeah, it was so
God, the entire thing just bored the hell out of me.
The last thing a Superman movie needs to be is drab and dingy and dull and depressing, and that totally defeats the point of what Superman's all about. Sherry.
I mean,
hey.
It was such a bad choice.
I mean, I am not going to pretend that the all of the Christopher Reeve films have some pretty glaring plot holes in them, but they're charming as hell because he pulls off being Superman.
Yes, he does.
Even in a crappy story like I consider 2 to be bad, but 2, 3, and 4, especially 3 and 4, which are really just terrible films.
Yeah, they're awful.
Like we talked about this before we got on here. He at least is Superman. You can go, it's just like reading a crappy issue of the comic that if I pick up back whenever, I go, yeah, this is a bad issue, but it's Superman, so I just put it in the collection bag and board it and forget about it. And at least it's not antithetical to everything Superman stands for, which this movie is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got really, along with a lot of other people. So I know I'm not alone in this. Or the dad scene with the tornado triggered ever loving shit out of me.
Oh my god! Okay,
maybe he'll address that. You think this guy will even talk about that, or?
I'm hoping he addresses it. I kind of, because that's a glaring issue.
He'll defend
if you want to praise this movie, you have to talk about that scene because no one's going to let you wiggle out of it. It's like, okay, you think this movie's good. What do you have to say about the scene where he straight up lets his dad die?
Pathetic.
Yeah. And the freaking scene that, oh my god, I'm triggered now. I'm triggered. I remembered the moment when I went, okay, I've been bored, but now I'm not just annoyed. I'm freaking irritated. When after he saves the kids from the school bus from everyone drowning,
and his father gets onto him.
Yes.
Well, he says to him, "What was I supposed to do? Let all those people die?" And Kevin Crotchner, Mr. Conspiracy kooky dad. Oh, maybe. Well, there you go. Right there, a boom. Right there. You're not Jonathan Kent.
The first damn thing out of his mouth would have been, "No, son, that's not what I'm saying." That with no pause.
I don't know.
The scene shouldn't even be happening. The scene shouldn't be happening.
No, it was
the whole scene.
Oh
I mean,
God.
I can understand the idea of wanting to make sure that your son doesn't expose his powers, and because you don't know what that might do. I understand that concern.
Yeah.
But to say you shouldn't help save lives when you can, what a terrible message to send to your child.
Yeah.
Oh my
Especially
God.
a child with extraordinary superpowers that you're trying to instill values in and not superstition and fear.
I just thought, how do you fix that scene? This is how you fix that scene. You do not have him be on the bus. You have him see it as an issue that is ongoing on the news with his dad, and he wants to go help, and his dad is trying to, maybe not trying to talk him out of it, or maybe it's already happened, and he's like, "Oh, I wish maybe I could save people or whatever," and the dad is struggling to find that balance, right? Of well, we don't know what you're capable of yet. You don't really have a whole lot of control over your powers at the moment, and we don't know really what to do, and it's kind of like a struggle of how do you parent like a superhero, right? And also trying to teach him, at the moment maybe not, but it's like, I don't know, you could have had a father-son. I don't know, you could have had a father-son moment talking about that issue, but he didn't need to be on the bus. That wasn't a necessary thing.
The whole scene doesn't belong.
No. And again, my irritation level just rose. And then, with a lot of movies, if I'm really bored, and I was so bored, I'll find myself pausing a lot, or I'll find shit to do. Okay, oh God, I need to fold my sweater. So I'm going to pause it and fold my sweater. I'll find things to entertain me while I'm watching stuff that I don't like.
And Arwyn, this film, right at that point, the scene we jumped to, at that point, the movie's been on for over an hour. You had what felt like 3 hours on so-called
Holy
Pandora.
Shit, you're right.
On Pandora.
Oh my God.
I mean, Krypton is really just Pandora. And by the time, if I wasn't sitting in the theater, by the time we got through with Krypton, I was about ready to leave. I was about ready. This is so boring, and I hate their idiotic version of Krypton was so bad. I was like, this is not a Superman film, and your Krypton sucks, Zack Snyder. And so right there, I'm in a bad mood with starting out on Krypton. But yeah, by the time that scene we're talking about, the movie's already mind-numbing.
See, and it just felt like, and all the shit that happened on Krypton, I did not care about. I'm like, get on, and it had a fell beast. I'm like, am I watching Game of Thrones? Is that Cersei and Jamie with the
flying dragons and shit?
Is it Lord of the Rings because the fell beast whips it? Is it Battlestar Galactica because all the pew 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 in the ships? I'm like, what am I watching?
I forgot about all of that. That's hilarious.
How about Jor-El? How about the fundamental change of Jor-El going to the council? Remember, in most of the classic variations of the lore, he's telling them the planet's going to blow up, and they say, "No, it's not." And there's an argument. In this one, he goes, "Hey guys, the planet's going to break up." They're like a bunch of beatniks going, "Oh, that's a bummer, man. I guess so."
Oh, sorry.
What a shame, man. Dim's the brakes.
Man.
Dim's the brakes. You want to talk, brother? We'll just sit back and watch the fireworks now. They didn't give a shite. They didn't give a. They didn't care. They took all of the drama out of Jor-El's stand to save the planet. It was just, and instead he's this adventurer who's fighting. What's his face? Zod's like this. What is wrong with you, Zack Snyder? Did you ever read a Superman? You and David S. Goyer are a couple of freaking idiots. Sorry.
Oh yes. Yes. What Goyer said about the Martian Manhunter still pisses me off.
Wait, what did he say? I'm curious. What did he say?
Oh,
did I miss something?
I'm with you. I agree. He dissed him, basically trashed him, and he thought he did. When people were talking about why wouldn't you put him in in the Justice League and stuff.
Yeah, because he's like an obvious character to put in. Yeah,
because he's the heart of the Justice League.
Right, but he thought he thinks he's a stupid character. This is coming from an idiot, though, who can't write. Remember, when you talk about David S. Goyer, I don't know if you remember Project Storytime. This is the moron who wrote the story in which Superman renounces his American citizenship in front of the world. That's him.
Yeah.
So,
Great. He wrote a teenage angst Superman. You're not my real dad.
Yeah.
You're not my real planet.
Well, everything about this movie is projecting their own idiotic, insecurities, meaning Snyder and Goyer and other writers, Ontario and other writers onto Superman. Instead of making a movie where you aspire to be like Superman, they dragged him down into the sewer with themselves.
Hollywood people don't make movies projecting their bullshit onto things.
Never. The one thing I loved about the Reeves Superman is not only was he Man of Steel physically, he was strong, he could fly, blah, blah, blah. But there was also an inner strength about him, that he understood what was going on. He understood sacrifice. He understood, all of it. He just, there was something that drew you to him because he was just a strong man mentally and physically. Well, this Superman, he's like no offense to our sex, Eris, but he's like a freaking weeping woman. Every 10 minutes he's boohooing or complaining or you're not my real dad. And I'm just like, stop.
Exactly. He's just an idiot with superpowers punching things.
Smack it.
Superman is not about the powers. Superman is about what a man does with those powers.
Yes.
Right. And he's about the ideals and the values. This is just he's a petulant child that runs around punching things, wearing a body condom.
A what?
A body condom, pretty much.
Oh my God.
I just y'all. Bless his heart.
You were so right, Arwyn. Arwyn, you've nailed it. I mean, he's so much more than just the costume and the powers.
Yeah, he really is. And they reduced him to a mewling whim. Pretty much.
A mewling whim. That is
Y'all knew what I meant, though. You did.
Yeah, you did well.
But in all honesty,
God, smack and be a man, damn it, grow a pair.
But in all honesty, the simple fact that Superman was raised in small town Kansas is absolutely vital to his character to work.
Yes.
Yes. Shut up, Mark.
And you can't get one by Mark.
I love you, Cookie.
She tried. Okay, it was a new word.
Words and me, y'all. Words and me. We don't mix. Anyway,
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hit play. We're gonna do this, guys. We're
Go
gonna do
ahead.
it. We're gonna do it.
Just maybe offer something to the people who didn't so much enjoy BVS. And if Army of the Dead is good, well, this could be a bit of a Renee Snyder. Renaissance Snyder.
I'm gonna punch you.
No.
No.
Stop. Freaking no.
Okay. How dare you bring the Dark Knight into this? Don't you dare. No. Don't you fucking dare. Okay. All right. I understand Zack Snyder saw the fucking Dark Knight one too many times. It was like, we can do that with Superman.
Well,
and then he used his same color correction scheme that he used for 300.
Well, that's because Goyer was writing on
did.
the coattails.
Well, yeah, and this is all Nolan's fault, by the way. This whole movie we're talking about, Man of Steel. So there you go.
Not.
It is. He hired Snyder.
Yes.
Okay, never mind.
This
That
is
is
his production. Yeah.
Damn it. You're right. I
Yes,
can't.
Nolan was a producer on this film.
I forgot about that. You're right. I totally forgot about that.
You can still love him for the movie you love, but he is a jackass who he was offered. They wanted him to direct it, and he didn't feel like directing or writing Superman, so he just hired Snyder, and he was the boss. I'll give Nolan some credit. He didn't. A couple of decisions were made over his head, like the killing of Zod, which we'll get to later. Nolan opposed it, but idiots like Dan Didio and others, let him do it. But but still, this is Nolan's baby right here. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, I got something to confess.
What?
I hated this movie so much I didn't even finish it.
The Dark Knight?
No. Poopy head, whatever that Man of Steel.
I was about to have a heart attack. I was like, Arwyn, you're gonna have to leave. I don't know what to say to you anymore.
No, not Dark Knight. No, the freaking. I did not give a shit, y'all.
No one can blame
me. And it's rare that I won't finish a movie, even if it's bad. I'll usually finish it. I was like, damn it, I got a half hour left to go. I got shit to do. I'm serious. I hated that movie. I thought it was so. I don't like to be bored. I don't like to waste. I feel like I'm wasting my time, and I was wasting my time with this film.
That is one surefire way to piss me off, like very quickly.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm wasting my time, right. I get very frustrated and angry and impatient.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. I do too.
Yep.
Everything about it just tapped on every damn nerve that I had. It was just tap dancing on it, and I just couldn't do it anymore. So,
J-Man.
Oh my god.
My buddy J-Man. There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah, I have said before that I would much rather watch a film and be offended by it than be bored by it. Because at least if I'm offended, I'm engaged.
You have something to talk about, at least.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
Well, this is a crafting bore, but it's far more offensive to me than boring because I love the character of Superman so much. And this is the worst characterization. Yeah. The characterization grape, and then rhymes with of this film is what I hate. What I hate the most about it. That's that is in
the comics.
That is a literary term, by the way. Characterization. Well, grape.
Mm-hmm. Great.
And that's
you
what
could
this
say
movie
assassination, character assassination. That also works.
That's more like a realistic term. They're talking about this. This is one used for fictional characters, but yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of that being used like that. I guess.
Really?
Yeah,
no,
but anyway,
not the. No, I haven't heard that. I've heard the character assassination, which I think is along the same thing. It's just
that's like if someone's defaming your character, though. This is
I guess
taking characterization of a fictional character and that grape the word grape rhymes with putting them together. That's what this movie is.
And they went there all the way.
Well, in other words, it's just just basically a horrible just absolutely defaming of and defilement of the character and its values, because the values of Superman are Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the powers are as a result of boys' adolescent power fantasies, and we love those. So we love superheroes for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the values that go along with Superman, and when you betray those, like this again, take Superman. You know how I feel about Superman 2 and 3 and 4. We've been talking about that. At least you have Superman in it, and he never stops. Crappy story or not, crappy movie or not, and if he never stops being Superman, at least you can go, wow, Christopher Reeve, I got to see Superman. And that's something, because whereas in this one, they don't even use the word Superman more than twice. And even they're you're so embarrassed, you won't name your film Superman. I'm glad you didn't, because you don't deserve it. And you only use the name sparingly, like twice, because you're blood pressure. I hate Hack Snyder. I don't hate any human beings, but it comes close. Him, Jar Jar Abrams, some of those guys really make me sick. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it wasn't. So it's funny he's talking about The Dark Knight, because that is why they named him that movie, The Man of Steel.
Yeah,
it's because instead of it being called Batman, it's called The Dark Knight,
right?
Which is Batman's nickname. So
that's right.
That's why they called it that. And I totally forgot that Christopher Nolan was a part of this project initially, because that actually makes a lot more sense why he would do that.
Well, he made $1 billion with 3 movies, billions of bucks with even the stupid Dark Knight Retires that we all both don't like, Paris. But he made them a lot of money with that. So you know how these executives are? They just say, "Well, he made us money with that. Let's just hand this one over to him."
No, that's not even true anymore. Like, fucking Elizabeth Banks didn't make money off of the.
No, but this was a long time ago. There was still some sanity in this. I mean, to them, what they thought, the decision was made,
2013. There was an ounce left.
Around, it was a couple years earlier than that, like 2010, 2011 that they gave him the job. But it was still made because they actually wanted to make money back then. Still, remember that?
I remember that. I think they're going back to that idea, because you know what they can't do without money?
I don't know about them.
Stuff.
I don't know. They gave Jar Jar Abrams $500 million. I'm not sure they're interested in making money anymore.
Well, yeah.
I have a little bit of there's a little bit of hope, not a whole lot. It's like one of those, like, you have a human that says they're gonna change, and they do like one good thing, and then you're kind of like, okay, well, you've done all these shitty things. You need to prove to me that more than just one thing, right? So I think of Hollywood as like an entity. There've been a few good, like last year. There's a few good movies. And I was kind of surprised by that, just in general, that there was like multiple movies that I actually enjoyed. I'm waiting though for the laundry list of Marvel movies that keeps getting pushed back to be released, because the problem with keeping them kind of on the docket like that is that you will have people go back and be like, maybe we need to change this. And then it starts to unravel. And so you get all those fucking reshoots over and over and over and over again. And so by the time that it actually gets released, it's not even the same movie it was initially like at all. And that's all I'm hearing about a lot of these Marvel movies is the reshoots and all of this shit. Marvels. God, there's so many reshoots with those. It's just like, because they keep getting pushed back because of the pandemic stuff. And if they thought they could release it on streaming only, they would have, all these movies would have already been released. But they're relying on theaters. And because of all this shit that's still happening, they can't release them and think that they're going to make proper money. Until Spider-Man happened. Spider-Man kind of made them go, oh, maybe we can actually like go get, make money on movies. Little did they realize, probably not putting it together yet though, but Spider-Man made money because it actually kind of gave fans what they wanted for the most part.
Imagine that.
How dare they, shocker?
But And I don't think Marvel is there yet. I don't think Marvel has really God, you know what? We're ready to give the fans what they want.
No,
I'm not convinced that they're at that point yet.
No,
Sony, I think, is at that point.
Because they were the ones that kind of started the everything being crap, and so they were the first ones to go like,
yes, there's Ghostbusters, there's Spider-Man. You know, I'm kind of looking at Sony and I'm like, you know what? I never thought I'd say this. I think Sony's gonna lead the way.
Didn't they also do Cobra Kai, Sony? I think so.
Oh, did they? I didn't know. I don't know.
I think that's theirs as well. Yeah.
I know YouTube Premium or Red, whichever one you know. Did it. Netflix did it, but I'm looking to see what's like.
Well, yeah, but Cobra Kai's making it. I mean, it's through Sony or whatever.
Yes, Sony Pictures Television. Yeah, that's one of the production companies, cool. And distributor is Sony Pictures. Yeah, Sony. So
that's three fan favorites right there.
Sony is going to
lead the
Sony.
Way. Keep going.
Hey, Sony, maybe you're going to make so much money that all these other companies are going to be like, we're making money. Can we make money?
Let's try that. Money.
I like money because then I can buy another yacht.
Money. Yeah, imagine that. So
I really, I total tangent there, but I really think Sony is going to lead the charge on that.
But money is evil, according to comic book pros, who then put up GoFundMe so that they can pay rent.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm not the biggest. I understand. I acknowledge that money can corrupt people and make them greedy and power hungry and shit. And I don't like that money has that effect because it's literally cloth paper that we use to exchange instead of like bartering with other like objects. So it's at the end of the day, it's like that's all it is.
And it's a replacement for gold, which is ultimately is gained value because it's pretty.
Yes.
Because as a metal, gold is practically worthless.
Yes. And it's just like sitting there like I kind of want them to want to make money again. Not to the extent of them being super corrupt and going the opposite direction that they're going in at the moment, where they're putting ideology in front of like making a profit. I kind of want it to go towards like swing that pendulum to the middle, where it's like, hey, we want to make money and we want to do, for fans. And if we want to have a really clever like underlying message, we put it in really clever and underlying. We don't just go, you know what? Men are bad, tism. I women great, wonderful, go women, roar.
Just take pride in what they're doing. Take pride in a story, provide something for the fans, and get some money for it. Yeah, that to me is, supply and demand in that attitude. That's a good thing. They make us happy. We give them money for their product, makes them happy. Win-win.
Yep. Honestly, I think Disney is going to be one of the very last to change. I really do. If not the last. And it's gonna be tight because like Warner Bros. I think it isn't as bad as Disney, but they're not really. They're kind of like the they're not making enough money on other things to do what Disney's doing. So they're kind of like the broke version of Disney, where it's like, they don't have the theme parks and the cruises and whatever. They have Universal Studios, I guess, technically speaking. But Disney is a much bigger like superpower it's like Kroger versus Walmart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, kind of the same, but not really. So I think Warner Bros. Will definitely be in front of it, but Disney is by far going to be the last one to change, and I mean make any changes. So what's going to be funny is if when they're the last one, if they still have all the properties, or if they're going to start selling off shit to these more successful companies again. So that's going to be interesting.
Yep, that will be. That you're right. That will be. See what happens.
Yeah. Anyway, very interesting discussion happening that is non-video related. It's amazing. We're doing. That's about right.
deal at the Waterloo IMAX on opening night. I was bitterly disappointed, and the only thing I could say that I truly, truly loved without a shadow of a doubt about that movie was Hans Zimmer's incredible new theme for Superman.
I like Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is good.
Oh, you mean Daddy Hans?
Yes, Daddy Hans. It's hard to have that. That man does not fail in music. Like he's just amazing.
He is good. He's been around forever too.
Yeah,
it's not the John Williams score, but I wasn't expecting it or anything like that.
No, I mean, it's good music. It's not really Supermanish that much.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, it's darker. It's grittier.
Supermanish.
Yeah.
And I mean, as much as I do love the John Williams classic score for Superman, it wouldn't have fit this film at all.
No, because it's about Superman, and this isn't. So.
Well, yeah,
it's so dark and so gloomy, and
this is about Mopey Man here.
Mopey Man of Stool. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God! Someone please edit the John Williams score over Man of Steel, and it's gonna be so funny. Like have like an uplifting music moment. You know what I'm talking about? Like the moment where it's like, oh, it's like uplifting or whatever as he's like breaking someone's neck.
That would be interesting to see if the music alone could change the feel of a scene. Because music is powerful, but I don't know if I would want to taint
the only one
the original with this.
Is that stupid scene where he's finally taking off to fly and it's so overwrought that he makes all the damage when he finally takes off flying and stuff. I could see it working maybe for that scene, but everything else is positive. That music is very positive and uplifting. Nothing positive and uplifting really happens in the movie unless you want to count that few seconds where he's finally learning how to fly. And even that's poorly done and pretentious crap. But so I can't think of anything else in the film where that movie would do anything other than, that music would do anything other than feel awkward and out of place.
Yeah, that's what would be funny about it.
Would be funny? Yes, it would be funny.
Yes. Yeah.
Hans, there you go, Hans.
Yes, Hans.
My God, this man somehow managed to create a Superman theme that could rival.
No.
Right,
your ass. No.
Oof, that was a bad take.
Dude, you need to take this video off of YouTube right now.
Abandon all hope.
Are you out of your freaking... sorry.
I'm with you.
No, that was a bad take. That was...
There's no way in 40 years people will remember this theme and not the Christopher Reeve theme.
Challenge him now. Ask him to hum that theme.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
It was something.
I remember the Dark Knight one.
Everyone knows. Everyone knows. Womp, 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 womp.
Yep.
Even the gets at the beginning.
It's become synonymous with Superman as a character.
It's one of the greatest movie soundtracks of all time. I got it in my top 10, and it's in a lot of top 10s. It's just because, like you said, it's so synonymous with a character. When you do that, and John Williams has done that. When has Hans Zimmer ever done? John Williams did it with Jaws and Star Wars and Close Encounters and Superman and Indiana Jones films and Raiders. When has Hans Zimmer ever done anything close like that sticks in the public ear that way? When?
I like the Dark Knight.
I'm not saying anything good, but even that one, I can't really think of that Dark Knight film theme that much. It was okay. It was good music. Even that doesn't resound the way Danny Elfman's Batman '89 soundtrack does, as far as being, indicative or identified with the character.
I would actually even say the animated series probably sticks better.
Right, which is Danny Elfman. Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The animated Superman one. Yes, that one too. That one too,
because that one's also hopeful and optimistic.
Right.
Because that's his character. Yeah. He's hopeful and optimistic. Batman literally calls him the Boy Scout because he's so fucking annoyingly hopeful and optimistic.
He's always been called the Big Blue Boy Scout, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He is the a really good foil personality-wise to Batman, but they both stand for the same thing, which makes them like a perfect team to team up with. It's just like,
oh, it's perfect. I think we should take bets now. All right, who wants to take a bet that he cannot have a worse take in the rest of this video than that one? I'm going to raise my hand and say no way.
Oh no,
I'm say nice things about this movie, but I don't think he can top that bad take.
Nope, I think he's going to compliment the tornado father scene. I think that's going to be
that would rival it. That would rival it. He might try to excuse it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say it. I haven't seen this video, and I think that's what's going to happen because
Or is he going to try to maybe justify
it?
Right? Yeah. Clark was for destroying the trucker's truck.
Oh, that's pretty bad too. That would be a pretty dumb.
He also might try to justify that.
And killing Zod. He's going to try all of that. Yeah, but I'm saying, man, this one here. Whew.
That was a funny scene, but it wasn't like that response didn't
so over the top
correspond to the actions that occurred.
The way they did it in Superman 2 was really dumb, and I don't like it. The way that Lester and Donner did it with him going back and him punching throwing the trucker, but it was comical and it was silly. This guy just not only destroyed the dude's livelihood, he overreacted to the point where wait a minute. Your father has convinced you to hide your identity from everybody so much so you're walking around like a pouty little biatch everywhere, and you let him die later. Yes. However, you will wrap a truck around a telephone pole, and that's not a little conspicuous at all?
No, it's very well hidden. And nobody saw a thing.
And a huge semi-truck getting impaled by multiple giant logs.
Happens every day.
No one heard it.
Yeah,
nobody heard it. Apparently,
they're so used to it. You how many times? Who hasn't walked outside of a diner and seen that? I mean, a truck stop.
At least 2 or 3 times a week. Just saying.
Insurance companies are so sick of that.
Yeah, he put on stealth mode.
The invisible man of
If you do it quicker, it's not loud. Okay.
You didn't see anything.
Oh my God! Yes.
Everyone knows the faster you do things, the quicker, the quieter they are. Okay. Right. Yeah. If Flash ran through a building, it wouldn't make a noise. All right. Everyone knows this.
This is true.
Yeah. Showing how fast and powerful he is, and how maybe he could have saved his stupid father from a cartoon tornado. But just saying.
Yeah, I've seen more realistic looking tornadoes on fucking Looney Tunes as a Tasmanian devil, dude.
I hated that scene. I hated that scene. I hated that scene.
That was my introduction to the film, by the way. I hadn't actually watched it, and my dad had it on. I think he was flipping through channels on TV, and that scene came up, and I was just like, what is this? What is happening? What's going on? What is this? Is this a Superman movie? What?
No.
I don't even like Superman as a character. What is this?
Yeah, it's just, oh God, it's just mind-numbingly, achingly bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was.
Yes. Speaking of mind-numbingly, achingly bad.
We'll see him defend this crap.
This theme was dope as hell, and it captured the optimism and spirit of Superman whilst also sounding distinct from what came before. This theme
is the opposite of that. Sorry.
This theme would have worked better for like a character akin to maybe Nightwing, or like if this was Nightwing's theme, even I would Batman. Be okay with that.
Yeah,
actually,
Terry Rose Sharknado was more interesting.
It was.
I have seen all the Sharknadoes.
Truth right there. It was.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
It had a better director.
I watched all of that. I got through it.
It had David Hasselhoff. So good.
Undeniable home run for Superman. But I thought that the movie was somewhat incongruent to the vibe that had been created by
whatever that means.
I didn't want a morose, grey, not to mention brutal Superman.
You didn't.
I wanted the Superman movie.
But you got that.
No, you like it. That's all he is. He's morose and grey, and
he's saying like
Star Wars music.
I don't know. Was he?
No, I'm hearing the thing. I'm hearing the music. At the beginning, I thought he was, but this doesn't sound like Star Wars music.
So it seems to me like he's laying down the foundation of what he didn't like about it originally. I didn't want a morose, dark, blah, blah, all this kind of stuff. So somehow he does want that now. That's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what changed? Yeah. Exactly.
And you know what would make Superman more optimistic?
A bluer color
underpants.
Oh.
Always call them trunks.
Yeah, no trunks.
I did like it without the trunks, but there was too much blue, so I didn't know how you were gonna break up.
That's what the trunks are for.
Yes. No, yes. The whole idea of the trunks on the outside does come from old-timey strongmen.
Yeah.
But it also helps with the color palette because it breaks up the blue.
Yes. Yeah, so it's like if you could have found a way, and I don't know how because it's not my fucking job to do this, to break up the blue without the trunks and it looked good, I would have been okay with it. But I really don't even know how you do that. So I'm kind of at a loss as far as like, I'm okay without the trunks, but there's too much blue, so you need something there. Batman has the fucking utility belt, so that breaks that up. And plus, he's supposed to be a shadow. So,
I hate Batman without the trunks or Superman without the goddamn trunks. They gotta have the trunks.
Well, maybe they could do like pinstripes down the side or some red polka dots, or I mean, what would you do?
They look weird without the trunks to me, and not because I grew up with them that way. Because again, the breaking up of the color, I think, is essential.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like I said, I don't know how you do that. With Batman, it's easier because he has his utility belt, so having the trunks there isn't as bad to me. Like that doesn't bother me as much because it works. But with Superman, you don't need a utility belt, so I don't know how you would do it. So it's like the trunks would be the only option, but you'd have to make it look not just like he put on some fucking like dyed whitey tidies. You know,
in fairness, that costume trunks wouldn't help that much because it sucks. I hate that color. So yeah, even trunks doesn't really help the stupid.
Whoops. All right.
Go ahead.
And the S doesn't stand out. That bothers me. The S
all the colors are muted because
they're all so dark.
Yeah. Oh, he lives. I think he has vision problems because he lives in a muted color universe.
And it sometimes works, but it doesn't work with a character that's supposed to be optimistic. Like Captain America, for instance, like is like Superman's kind of personality.
Right.
It's like his mirror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few times where Captain America got a little gritty, but at no point was it like dark. It was still kind of uplifting. Yeah,
exactly. And the color palette sets the mood for the entire film.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing optimistic about any of this bullshit. No, I'm sorry.
It's so bland and dreary and mopey.
Because it's blue.
This is ugly. Superman. And yes, blue is a naturally sad color.
Hold on. I'm going to see if I can color correct in Photoshop. Give me a second.
Even what's her face? Lois Lane, whose hair is like a pretty light, bright red. Even that looked drab. I'm like, damn. They really went there with everything.
Everything Snideboy does is drab on purpose. I mean, it's not like it's an accident. That's what he does. It's what the way that idiot sees the world. And he, again, like I said, it's projection. It's dragging Superman down into the sewer with him and Goyer and their own personal problems, rather than making something to aspire to. They don't understand that. They don't understand it about the character. And he's admitted it. I mean, when he got this gig in 2011, he said, I really didn't want to do it that much. I said Superman was a dork. And he never read superhero comics. He read heavy metal and other stuff, which is all fine and good what he read, but he didn't care about superheroes. He didn't really care much about Batman either, but it was the one he wanted to do the most because he just... I mean, look, I love Watchmen. I hated what he did, a lot of things he did to Watchmen, but I think he made it look right, at least in a lot of ways.
It did at least feel like the comic. I'll give it that.
Did, even though he ruined the story, in my opinion. But yes, he made a...
Oh, the fact that there's no squid bothers me still.
That's a show you and I need to do one of these days, dude, because he did a lot of horrible things to the story that he lied to us for months that he said he was going to do over the course of the year building up to that film. But he made Watchmen look good. And this style of film for Watchmen worked. It doesn't work. That was about deconstructing superheroes. This is the character you don't need to deconstruct and shouldn't.
I agree. He is fully fleshed out, fully realized already. You don't need to tinker and do this shit to him. You just don't.
And of all superheroes, Superman is the one that people should be the one that they look up to.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is he's optimistic, he's hopeful, he's always trying to lend a hand. Yeah. That's what we should all be doing.
But they reduced him to...
Mopey Man, yeah.
Mopey Man.
And again,
that's what he is.
And this is not on Henry Cavill. This is what he had to work with.
Oh no,
I agree. I just again, I'm not a huge Cavill fan, but I agree. Look, for doing the job that he was asked to do, he did what was required of him. It was shit what they required of him, but he did it. So no, I don't. Again, working actor, I don't fault him for that at all.
Not me either.
I mean, not that it ever would happen to me, but if I got cast in a big budget motion hero, as a big superhero, I'd absolutely take it.
Oh hell yeah, I would too, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, nobody begrudges him. I mean,
then I might cry if they do something like this, but at least I got paid.
Yeah.
Well, I would probably cry when I saw myself in the costume and be like, oh. They need to do some work on this.
They're gonna have to edit and post.
Some people have made like photoshops and stuff of him in a real like Christopher Reeve costume and stuff, and he looks the part.
Yeah.
Hold on, I did thing.
Okay.
You did thing.
You did.
I know she was doing something.
You did stew.
Sorry, I did stew. Hold on.
I'm
trying to get it open.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's very, very quick. Hold on, I'm actually trying to get these. Okay, could y'all open together? That would be wonderful. I'm trying to get my before and after thing to work. And it has worked in the past. I don't know why it's not doing it now. Why?
You'll get there.
Oh my god, why?
So chat, enjoy Eris as she tries to have computer problems. Thrill as she calls IT.
Yes.
Gripping entertainment.
Oh my god, I just realized what I did wrong. Okay, I saved it as a Photoshop file, not a JPEG. Okay.
Okay. I know what you did. I do that all the time. I hate that.
Eris is just afraid that this video might change her mind on the movie.
No.
She's terrified.
Okay, so this is a very quick edit, and so like that, make that small. Okay, so like I said, I've just been doing it real quick. Hold on. So this is the original.
Okay.
All right. This is my edit. You see how much brighter?
Yeah. Yep. You almost managed a Jar Jar Abrams lens flare there.
It was so fucking dark.
Yes.
That I had to blow it out, and I wasn't gonna make. I'm sorry, I was not gonna sit here and make multiple layers and try to get it perfect. I was just trying to show you the difference.
The difference.
I mean, yeah, you needed to really crank up the brightness on this.
Yes.
Just to be able to see, there's a logo on his chest.
And his suit still looks so
who's that?
dark.
It still looks like the black costume from the later one.
Yeah.
It's so dark. I had to crank that brightness up by 100. It was so fucking dark. And this is what I got. Now I could have obviously shaded it better and whatnot. But I'm just okay, either the light in the back is stupid amounts bright. Okay. Which, by the way, you can change the fact that that's occurring by getting museum-grade non-reflective glass on the frames over here, and by tilting your camera where you don't have that light in the background.
Or you put your lighting units over by the camera in front of the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't backlight your actor.
Ideally, you don't want to do that unless you're going for a specific effect.
Yes.
Don't backlight your actors.
Because it'll cast shadows.
Right. I mean, this is in the movie. You see how blue? One thing got pointed out to me that made us say it was blue. I couldn't unsee it because it's so blue. This is me adding a bunch of yellows and reds and pinks into it. And I didn't even remotely spend enough time to make it like perfect.
You turned the
Because I
lights
spent it
on.
like 5 seconds. But yeah, it is.
All these guys are going, can you guys see anything in here, man? I mean, I got x-ray vision. I can't see a damn thing, man. Turn the lights on, dude. Oh, just this way. Follow the dark.
These guys could have been in the fucking Navy, and I wouldn't have known. Okay, I now know that this is an Army uniform, all right?
Turn your flashlight on, dude. We're the spider
It's so
movie.
dark and blue, you made the Army uniforms look Navy. Like Navy uniforms. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Spider's a vampire.
Arwyn, you have to go.
I do. I'm sorry. I can't stay in this suckfest with y'all. I'm so sorry. That depresses me.
Big sad.
Sorry you're depressed.
Yeah. Well, this movie depressed me, so
that's fair.
What the hell? But yeah, I gotta go, y'all.
You want to go now? Or do you want to go now, or do you want to?
What is it? Yeah, I guess I should.
Okay. All right. Plug your stoof.
Give yourself a break.
Let's see. Back to today at 3. T-shirts at 5. I'm not sure what's going on tonight. Tomorrow, nothing. I'm spending some time with my son. Let's see what else. Monday, I think Mary's game room at night. Tuesday back to Wednesday, Pink and Purple, and then I believe the Harry Potter stream on Tim's Talk. Thursday, Pegasus Actual, and then Saturday back here on Harris's.
Yay!
So, but I had fun, y'all. But yeah, my last opinion is this movie sucked ass. So that's
nice.
You can quote me on that. Anyway, but I love y'all, Eris, Sensei,
Take care,
everybody. Bye. Have fun. Enjoy yourself.
Bye.
Bye.
Be good.
Honestly, if this takes too long, we might have to split this stream up into 2.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we could
are
cover
4 minutes in. We are 4
cover...
minutes in.
Yeah, it could take a while, but we can do it. I mean, I know you can't get it all in today. That's a 40-minute video, but yeah.
We're gonna try. We're going to do our very best. So, all right, we're gonna do this. All right.
It was promised in the trailers that used that awesome upbeat track. Oh, and I just dropped something. I wanted the Superman movie I was promised in the trailers that used that awesome track. How do I feel about it now? There's only one way to find out.
Oh, he's just getting started.
Great. So
all the intro. Okay.
We spent like 2 hours analyzing the intro.
Oh crap.
Damn. You know.
Oh boy.
I again, you hear that theme? I think that theme would have been better for a Nightwing movie. Changed my mind.
Ah, yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Yeah, you hear that? That's a Nightwing. That's 1000% Nightwing music right there. So,
I could also maybe hear the Flash music theme in there, possibly.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, just anything that's a character that does lend himself more to the nighttime,
a little darker,
you know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, and it's good music. I mean, you know, it really, in this case, I don't like all of his stuff, but I think that's pretty decent stuff. It's just like, again, you're putting in a Superman movie. It's a square peg in a round hole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't like I love Hans Zimmer, but I mean, it's just like this music.
No, refer to him as we have come to
Daddy
learn his
Hans.
name, Daddy Hans.
Yes.
It's how we
Daddy
describe
Hans.
him on this
Yes.
show because that's what that one weird guy called him.
Oh God, yeah, I think I saw that. You guys,
I think we broke you a little bit when that happened. I remember.
Oh.
All right. Okay, guys. All right. We got to do this.
For it.
We got it.
Later, Snortopoopas.
So
take care, Snorty.
Is it the best DCEU movie?
No.
Is it better than the best of the MCU?
No.
No.
Is it my favorite Superman movie?
No.
No, right?
Also, no. It is indeed a movie that I have seen recently. It's definitely one of those.
No, those are penises.
No, but seriously.
Penises.
The only question...
I'm never Clark Kent in this movie, yay.
Good.
Oh my God, you're right. He never is. That's hilarious.
I'm never a mild-mannered reporter for a great metropolitan newspaper's movie, but I had to put this on the same one. I have these glasses, so you the guy would think so because you think it's a Superman movie. I mean, hi.
You know what the problem with Henry Cavill is? He can't pull off the dorky reporter because he's hot boy. I'm sorry, he has hot boy written all over him with glasses.
It doesn't help that he doesn't get a chance to do it either because they don't even go. There's like 2 seconds there and it's over. It's it's in the wrong spot if you're going to have it in the damn movie.
Well, and also, I don't understand why they basically did like a grand Clark Kent reveal.
Yes, what it's like. Who cares at this point?
We got
he got a job at the Daily Planet.
We didn't see that one coming. That was really new, guys. Well done. We didn't.
What
we
a
didn't
twist!
Superman works for the Daily Planet.
No,
I mean, if you remember the original film, he goes off to train with Jor-El in the Fortress of Solitude, and then
12 years.
Years later is when we catch up with him, and he's already gotten the job at the Daily Planet, or no, he just got hired, right?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
I mean, he's Superman. He got himself hired. Fine. So we saw it when we were fine. Perry White was hired because he did tell Lois he is my 40 years in this business the fastest typist I've ever seen.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm just now imagining him having to like.
But he liked being the dorky Clark. I mean, he was a little bit over the top dorky in the film, which I love anyway. But still, you know, the George Reeves, as in the TV show Adventures of Superman from the 50s, that Clark was kind of more of a laid back, reserved. He didn't go out of his way to act like a goober, but he was kind of. And so his Superman portrayal, and I love the show, big fan of that show, loved him, is very not that too dissimilar from his Clark Kent portrayal on that TV show. And because it had no budget, he was mostly Clark Kent on the show. So kind of made sense. When Christopher Reeve got in there, he added the goofiness and it was kind of fun because you could tell he was kind of enjoying it a bit. That would have been something. Could Cavill have pulled that off? We'll never know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we will never know. Yeah. You're right.
There you go. Continue. Sorry.
Maybe.
I'm Zod.
Maybe. I can't say that I didn't enjoy myself. In fact, I'd say this is the most I've ever enjoyed watching it out of the now 4 times I've ever seen it. 2 itchy bum screenings in the cinema where I got fed up. I watched that same Christmas, and now on my laptop at my desk. This time it went by pretty well. I was engaged.
That's fucking illegal. He is eating a bagel, uncut, raw. What is this?
Is that a bagel or a pretzel thingy?
No, that's a bagel.
Bagel. Okay. I don't know bagels very well.
And he didn't put like any
this time it went
like anything on it. It's just
uncut raw bagel.
Plain. Ew.
He's eating it like a cookie. What are you doing? Or a donut? What is this?
More importantly, why is he showing it on this video? But
oh, he's British. We forgot.
Oh my word.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yes. I love this film because we have a British Superman at last. Finally.
Oh, he is British. I forget that Henry Cavill's British.
Yeah.
He does a really good. You know what? He does a really good job with the American accent.
His American accent's really good.
Yeah,
it really is.
He's a good actor. I mean,
most most times when a Brit tries to do an American accent, you can usually tell.
Yeah, it's like they're holding their breath.
Kind of, yeah.
Like they're speaking through like their nose. I guess.
It's like, well, look, I love Hugh Laurie, and people really love the show House. That because I'd seen him all in so many things as British accent before that, I could never get used to his accent on House. It always sounded like he was crying. He had to kind of put add something to his voice so he could say things like an American and stuff and world's ours.
America.
I'm American. Now, people who didn't know him probably didn't get it. But if you
I have to admit, I did not know him before House.
Yeah,
I knew him from Blackadder and some other stuff.
I found that out later.
And Bit of Cry and Laura, those. And he's so British. I'm like,
yes.
I don't know, man. It's kind of tough. I mean, it was a good show.
I felt like that about Benedict Cumberbatch playing Doctor Strange. Whenever I heard, I was like, something's wrong. This is wrong. I don't like this.
You don't think he did a good job at that, though? I thought he sounded pretty good.
It was pretty good. Yeah. I'd heard him as a Brit for so long that it was like I could not unhear that he was forcing himself to be an American. And I almost was I was at the point in the theater, I was like, I kind of wish they would have just let him just have him be British. Is anyone going to be mad?
I'm glad they made him a New Yorker. Okay.
Maybe.
I think being a New Yorker is kind of
I wanted him to do
important to his
He
character.
could have been a British New Yorker.
I wouldn't have been surprised, nor would have necessarily killed the movie, but I probably would have made fun of it a little bit if they made him British.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Maybe.
I remember for me, like the worst example I could think of was there was a one of the Doctor Who audio adventures, that Big Finish does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They did one, it was an 8th Doctor story that was set in post-Civil War South, and every single one of their accents was off, and it was like it was like you guys are so not Southern.
Couldn't do the Southern accent, could they?
Can't do that.
I'm trying to be a Southern belle.
Did they all watch Gone with the Wind and they tried to do it like that?
I sound like I eat grass.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was like,
did I say Cumberbatch? I meant Cumberbatch. Did I say Cumberbatch?
That's
hilarious.
Before that, they had some Civil War characters in the last Patrick Troughton episode called The War Games.
Yep.
And they were all British actors.
Yep.
And yeah, same deal. They were like,
it's like, you are not from Confederate South.
Yeah.
No.
Y'all know y'all can just go over to the pond on the other side and just be like, hey, we need people. You don't have to keep it all
money
British.
and the very, very early years of Doctor Who. They had no money.
You're right. Fair enough.
Proceed.
Proceed.
It went by pretty well. I was engaged throughout. Some of the things I didn't like were still prevalent.
Oh, thank you. Okay, you know what? I was wrong.
God.
I'm so happy.
I might win my bet.
Yeah?
I'm so happy. Oh.
We'll see that. We'll see. I still want to see what he says about it, though.
I didn't want to be right about this. Nobody wanted me to be right about this. Okay. Nobody wanted to sit here and hear him try to argue for this scene. All right, because it is, and no one can argue it. It's not arguable.
Didn't that last? It's been so long. Didn't that last idiot try it though?
I don't remember. I kind of block out most people.
Gotcha.
But
Never mind. Let's see what he says about it anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember what the last guy said about this scene.
No.
But what was far more interesting were the things that I didn't like before that I've kind of come around to now.
God.
This?
Nah. I agree.
Con! I got Zachary Quinto Con energy from that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. Oh God, it is.
Yeah.
That's funnier to me, but this is bad. Yeah, this is just like stupid.
When Zachary Quinto yelled "Con," I was laughing in the theater.
I was like, oh,
I was laughing.
Due to blood pressure reasons, I did not go to the theater to see either one of those horrible movies, but I got them right like the day they came out, and I had download, and a buddy of mine was sitting there watching that Zachary Quinto crap. Of course, I'm laughing. The movie I couldn't even take seriously, so I'm laughing so much. When that Quinto bit came out, I fell off the couch. I mean, it's literal. People say rolling on the floor and laughing out loud. Well, you don't really mean it.
Yeah,
I meant it. I could not. I thought I was going to have a heart attack because it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I can't even be mad at it. It's so funny. It's like because somebody actually thought it was a good idea. Think about it for a minute to film. Yeah. Someone said, "Okay, Zachary, here's what I want you to do now." And if I'm Zachary, I'm like, "Isn't that like you want me to like the scene in Wrath of Khan? We're ripping up the scene where Kurt yells, right? Yeah, but you're doing it now. It's gonna be great, man.
Yeah, but you're doing it.
But shouldn't? Why would we? I mean, I don't.
I don't know who this con guy is. So why would I have that emotional connection to do this? But
why would Spock yell like this? And aren't I supposed to be Spock? I mean, I know I'm not. I know I'm pretty horribly emotional in the rest of the film. But didn't that even over the top for this stupid Spock? No, it's gonna be great, man. Everyone's gonna think it's the most wonderful scene ever. Trust me. You're the boss. And he yelled. He had to be. I mean, he must have been laughing too. Anyway, sorry, but this scene's bad.
No, it's
when this scene happened and I saw it in the theater, I literally put my head in my hands and just go, "What did I just watch?"
It's like, okay, he has really no connection to Zod, other than you are like me, Planet Dead. You is me, and we are. It's like, I'm sorry if I'm like. On, I don't know, if it's me and like a handful of other like humans, right? We're like the last ones, and I'm living on a planet, and they come and try to infiltrate the society there, and they're just a bunch of assholes. I'm not gonna really feel bad.
Right. Well, look, and the thing is,
how did
the Christopher Reeve Superman? He went to the Fortress of Solitude and got his connection to Krypton through his training with Jor-El. This Superman doesn't have that
because it doesn't set anything up. This film does nothing for the character.
So he should not have any connection to Krypton.
No.
He has the understanding. Okay, I'm an alien. I'm not a human.
Which you learned 5 minutes ago.
Yes, but he was raised as a human. He has no connection to this alien world.
And he's just whining. It's this selective morality. Like, for example, he wasn't crying for all the thousands of people getting crushed by the devastation and the destructions of the buildings being dropped all over. But when he has to watch the Brady Bunch get burned down, then, I got to save them, and I'll kill this guy to do it. Again, but the thing is, this particular not Superman, which he isn't, I don't care that he snapped stupid Zod's neck, because the real Superman always is so powerful, but always so intelligent with the way he uses his powers, would find a way not to kill him.
He holds back. He has to, or else he would he would literally kill everything.
But not only that, he's so smart, he finds a way not to kill. So he would have found a way not to kill him in that instance. But we're not talking about the real Superman in this film at this point. They have not earned any points of him being actually Superman. So of course he just does the silly savage thing, the expedient thing. And so that's why people say you're not mad at him killing Zod. Superman, that's not Superman. It's just some dude with a costume he's less of a jerk than the other jerks. That's what you got, a battle between jerks. One's kind of an okay guy if you leave him alone, meaning this one, and he's fighting because they're attacking him. Remember, his whole motivation for fighting the villains, the Phantom Zone people, is because they are coming after him. They left him alone, he probably wouldn't have done anything. They were coming after him, and he had to fight him. He doesn't give a shit about anybody, but if he has to watch the Brady Bunch get burned down, he'll snap the dude's neck. It's fine. And what are you crying about? What are you crying about right there? What are you yelling about?
Mm-hmm.
You've earned nothing with me. You've watched a dude die that's supposedly your father, the man that raises you. So you're boo-hooing about snapping an evil guy's neck who was about to torture a bunch of people. None of the drama makes any sense. It's all phony and unearned. Sorry. I know we're only 4 minutes. 36 seconds in. I'm sorry.
It's fine. No, I didn't know how long this video was before I pulled it up, and I thought it was shorter. But
that's okay.
It's all right. It's all right. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
But before my full review, where I delve into the destruction and unexpected pathos found in Man of Steel, I want to cut to the Wolf of Welling and a word from our latest sponsor.
No. No. I refuse.
I know you're not.
I refuse.
I don't care about you. I don't care about your sponsors.
He has sponsors.
No question.
Apparently.
To get $5 off any movies. I want to ever put in.
Guys, I saved us like 2 minutes.
Yes. Are those his glasses?
I think this is from Spider-Man 2.
Looks like Spider-Man 2 to me.
Oh, well, it's something.
Super movies or anything like
there
that.
It is.
It's better than Man of Steel.
Always need to be the very best or nothing.
That's what it is.
I think it's good, and as an artistic expression shaped by several key people whom have all created things in the past I've liked a great deal, it's an interesting route to take material that is nothing else if not unique.
Why is Superman's face affected by the damn momentum? Never mind. The G-forces. He's Superman. When is his face ever affected by that?
That's a fair point.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't understand.
I even have a joke. I don't know, actually.
It never is ever that I've ever seen.
Yeah, you're right.
Zack Snyder thinks it's realistic, I suppose. Yeah, great. It's really realistic. The guy can fly at like the speed of sound, but I want to add this little dab of realism. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
To be dark and quote-unquote realistic. I'm being completely straight up with you guys. I was not expecting to really have all that much of a different response to this movie than what I had back in the cinema 8 years ago. But another important thing to note,
This doesn't change anything.
Yeah, why does
It really
Spider-Man keep
doesn't.
popping up in this movie?
Batman v Superman.
Why does Spidey keep popping up in this movie, dude? What movie did you watch? Sorry.
He used it for a meme, basically.
I know. Just be silly.
But yeah, it's like don't show. A general rule of thumb is when you are trying to illustrate that something is good, don't use better things to illustrate your point.
Yeah.
If it's good, you can use it for your own thing. Illustrating it with its own points.
Good point.
Nice. Yes.
Continue.
All right.
Man, it's an utter mess of a movie.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
nobody
smart
cares.
or well made or even a very good action movie outside of like 2 scenes. And I'm saying this primarily because I want to prove to you that I did genuinely like this movie, Man of Steel, and I'm not trying to bandwagon onto the Snyder audience because in all likelihood, I probably lost them about 10 seconds ago. Batman v Superman broke both my hearts back in the day, and it isn't going to get the same kind of re-examination from me here.
He's a Time Lord?
So when I tell you
Apparently.
that I goddamn like the Kevin Costner tornado stuff, you know I really mean it. We are living in a society now, baby. If anything, I think
This is
Man
after
of
the
Steel
Snyder
not only
Cut.
shows Snyder's prowess, but pinpoints exactly where its crossover sequel faltered.
This man is not our enemy.
Oh, shut up.
Thank you, Colonel.
Man of Steel is shaped by the time
I
kneel before Zod.
He's saying things, and I have nothing to comment on.
Me either.
I don't understand what he's saying at all.
I don't either.
I think what he has said is he's like, you know what? This just because I like this movie now doesn't mean I am Zack Snyder fan. I don't like Dawn of Justice still, but you know I kind of like this one now. So please don't. It's okay.
Man of Steel.
That's what I think he just said.
So Man of Steel is better than Batman v Superman, but that's not a high bar.
It's not really.
I've never made my mind which one I hate the most out of those two. To be, I think I still hate Man of Steel the most, but I'm not. I wouldn't argue with it. They're both the same. All the same movie.
They're both terrible.
They're all the same movie. They're all one.
Basically,
movie.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was good in the Batman vs Superman movie.
Some of the Batman fight scenes were okay. Psycho Batman, I guess, but you know, I can't find anything to do.
I mean, I love when Batman, who has the strict no-kill philosophy, is outright using outright using tactics that should kill people. Like what? What
he
is
killed
this?
A lot of people. He slaughtered some suckers.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
Was it during one of the fights where he takes like a knife and like stabs it right in the guy's chest? It's like that's not Batman.
How about the people he runs over with the Batmobile?
How about the machine guns he has attached on his Batmobile?
Yeah, of course he even had that in '89, but which I didn't approve of then either. But
I've always had issues.
Sorry.
Like
Batman
of every hero, Batman should not ever use a gun.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
It just doesn't. It doesn't work because like his origin, it doesn't. Or at least the modern day, what everyone knows as the origin of Batman, it literally doesn't work. It doesn't work for him to kill people.
Absolutely.
It doesn't work for him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's another reason why the Joker-Batman relationship is so amazing. Is the Joker is desperately wants Batman to kill him. He wants to be the person that made the Bat break his one rule. His biggest rule. He wants to be that person. And it's just this that's it. That's pretty much like that. It's kind of their relationship summed up. And just to see him in Dawn of Justice just be like, all right, I'm gonna add these clips. This and it's like, okay, wait, hold on. He's murdering all those. Hold on, wait, no, that's not. Oh, stop it. God.
Oh my goodness.
It was just a very weird moment to just witness him just straight up murdering people, and you're like, oh, is the Joker out of a job? What does the Joker do now?
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, I should call.
Kneel before Zod.
All right, Brando.
time it came out in order to satisfy as many people as possible, but it ended up doing the opposite because of how specifically it tried to align to what...
Okay, fun fact, that if you try to satisfy everyone, you will satisfy no one. That is a common thing that occurs. So,
look no further than Mulan, the live-action Mulan.
Oh, yeah.
They tried to satisfy Disney fans, but took out so many of the aspects from the cartoon, and then they tried to satisfy China by being more
ban the movie.
by trying, they tried to be more, closer to the actual myth, and they ended up banning the film. So,
which is hilarious.
It appealed to nobody, and as someone who has seen it, there's a reason why it appeals to nobody. It's awful.
Why did you do that to yourself, Josh?
You have no idea the amount of terrible movies I have in my collection.
Are you collecting it? You didn't just watch it. You
own it? No. Okay, all right. I did not collect this.
Okay.
This is not on my shelf, but I love watching terrible movies.
Oh, I like watching terrible movies too, but I do draw a line at some point. Like if it's going to be bad, and I have some kind of connection to it, it's going to be more difficult for me to watch it. Like anything new Star Wars related, no, I'm not going to watch it. Anything new Star Trek,
Star Wars.
No.
You're right. No, anything new Star Trek, I'm not going to watch it.
None of that
new
either.
Doctor Who, not going to watch it. And then like Wonder Woman 1984. Right. What?
Chris, you're right.
It's Eris's job. Thank you. Yes, Josh, don't torture yourself. It's Eris's job. Yeah. Wonder Woman 1984 kind of started me down that path a little bit. Like I had already I was already like, you know what? No, but that hurt. That actually hurt me a little bit.
Was that the first film review we did?
I think so. I was so angry.
Which one?
About that. Wonder Woman 1984.
Oh, that was, yeah.
Yeah. That was painful.
That was, I think I had watched it, and then I told Josh to watch it, and then he watched it, and then we just both kind of sat there during the stream at some points, and we're just like, why did we do this?
Why did we do that?
That was so bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that my wife didn't file divorce because I made her watch it with me.
Whoa, that's spousal abuse.
It's hard to watch by yourself. I had to watch it with somebody else. I couldn't. It is very difficult to watch with another human. I can imagine what it would have been like to watch it with someone else, with no one, and just sit there and just be.
Yeah. I mean, I remember I was texting you while I was watching it. I'm like, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this.
Yes. I'm just like, what the hell? And I'm just like, yep. It's all hell. It doesn't get better. It just keeps getting worse throughout. It's really bad. I don't even understand how this script got greenlit. There is not somebody either has dirt or had sex with someone in order for that movie to occur. There is
possibly
no
both.
Possibly both / money involved. There's no reason by any logical means that movie should have been made because someone thought it was good. No, you can't convince me of that.
My favorite story that came out from that whole movie was that the animators looked to the Cats people for how to do a cat person. It's like,
yeah, how to do Cheetah.
No, don't do that.
I thought that was a joke. It was real. That was a real thing that happened. I was like, you are so dumb. How do you exist on this planet being that dumb? How have you survived on this planet and just haven't died from being so dumb? I just don't get it.
I mean, there's a reason why for the stage play of cats, they don't actually dress up as cats. They have very minimal makeup and then wear like fur coats and stuff to simulate, the fur. But that's it.
Yes.
They don't actually look like those horrible CGI cats. I might have Chris. Yeah.
Wow.
If we have time, Chris, we are going to watch that meme you just made in all of its gloriousness. All right.
Audiences
Which
wanted.
we should.
And what they thought audiences wanted was metal. And Man of Steel is the most metal Superman movie you could ever make.
I'm sorry.
It's
I didn't
so
know.
metal.
Sorry, Superman being metal is never really crossed my mind as something that needed to happen.
Yeah, apparently, somebody wanted. No, they didn't, because no one went to see it. Oh, sorry. Nobody wanted to see Superman metal, but Snyder didn't know that.
No.
There's so much goddamn metal in this movie that it's even in the
What does
title,
that mean?
Man of Steel. And
it's a joke.
Obvious reference to the fact that this man is the ambassador of fucking metal. But why is it so damn hardcore? Beyond the obvious thing that was hiring Zack Snyder to direct it, Snyder was brought on board in October 2010 to form a very special DC trinity. No, not that one. This one. Alongside Christopher Nolan and David S. Goyer. It was Goyer who had the inception of the idea behind Man of Steel.
Started reading them and just spent a couple hours randomly writing up a take, not even knowing what Warner Brothers was doing.
Shitty one.
Came back to meet with Chris. He said, well, let's hear it. I told it to him, and he said, I would produce that if you want.
A first contact story where
Christopher Nolan.
And you know what being a producer in Hollywood means? Sure, go ahead, do what you want. Hey, this is your budget.
He didn't give a crap. They were paying him money. He didn't give a damn.
Yeah, they paid him to do nothing.
His own projects.
He paid him to sit there and hire other people. He was just like, yeah, sure.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Sure, whatever. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let you do that, and you know what people are gonna remember? My amazing movie. They won't remember this one, but they'll remember my amazing movie. So. He's a secret like Batman fanboy that was just like looking to make Superman look bad. It's a plot. It's a plot.
Where Superman's mythos and origins were explored from the perspective of a contemporary society and how that society would respond.
Can you imagine how people on this planet would react?
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was.
And what could they do to you?
Christopher Nolan, of course.
Okay, let me tell you something. The fucking Navy came out like 2 years ago and we're like, yeah, aliens exist and we have like information on UFOs, and nobody blinked, okay? And everyone just continued on living. So no.
Right.
Yeah, basically.
This is conspiracy kook, really, was Costner's crappy Paul Kent. I'll be honest, I think I like the tornado scene now just because I would have let him die too. He's an idiot. I mean, it's tough to bring him more in his stupid version of Paul Kent. It was terrible for the character of Superman. And there's Richard Donner. Mm-hmm. How dare you have him anywhere near this friggin' movie?
Damn.
Yeah. Not a Nolan fan, I know you are, but I'm not much of a Nolan fan, so that.
Oh, I'm not a fanboy or fangirl, I guess, of Nolan. I absolutely love what he did with The Dark Knight, and I think Batman Begins was a perfect prequel to that movie happening, and then he shit the bed with Dark Knight Rises, and he really hasn't done anything I've been super impressed with after that.
I liked Memento.
I liked Memento, but that was before that. I liked Memento.
But yeah, I'm no means a Nolan fanboy either. I'm fairly critical of his work overall, but he's done some films I've enjoyed.
Sure.
Yes, like really, I've really enjoyed some films. It's kind of like how I don't like to really say I have a favorite band. If I had to pick one, I would have to say AC/DC, just because I like so much of their music that it's kind of like, all right, I like 80% of their shit. So that would kind of constitute that, but I don't like some of their stuff. Right. I like to talk about songs specifically that I like, genres that I like more, because like I don't want people to get the wrong impression that I'm kind of I'm blinded by like fangirlness to what these people.
No, I understand.
So by no means would I consider that him. I can't even remember. I can't remember a movie since The Dark Knight that I have enjoyed that was made by Christopher Nolan that I could just that I even remember that he directed. So I don't.
No, I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Other than Memento and I thought Batman Begins was okay, and I liked Dark Knight okay. And of course, I hated Dark Knight Retires. But to me, his whole take on Batman doesn't really do it for me. So it's just not where I want out of Batman. But I come from the hardcore Batman fan. I mean, I've always actually called the Batman live action movies Batman for Dummies.
It's very normie. I will say that it is very normie. I have a deeper personal connection to the Dark Knight that goes more than not just as me as a big super big Batman fan.
Sure.
It's like I grew up with it. That came out in 2008, and my life.
The Prestige. I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah. My life kind of with that movie. I kind of used it to get through a lot of portions of my life after that. And it was very inspiring. And so I kind of have this connection to it that goes deeper. Sure. But it's kind of lackluster as a whole as his trilogy, which is I will loosely call it a trilogy. It's kind of lackluster as a whole as a Batman franchise.
No, I got you.
So,
absolutely.
Dark Knight's a good snippet of it. But it's the rest of the storyline was okay.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson playing Ra's al Ghul after learning more about Ra's al Ghul's character is a fascinating choice that I'm not sure how it happened, honestly. I don't know how that Irish actor Liam Neeson is playing Ra's al Ghul.
Well, look at it like this. He was more my thing about Batman for Dummies. He was not only, I don't know about miscast, but in the whole movie, they kept mispronouncing the name Ra's al Ghul when it is Ra's al Ghul. So they made a whole movie and they didn't care about how it's pronounced. So there you go. It's absolutely
I've always heard it as Ra's al Ghul. I've never heard it as Ra's.
It was
really?
It was that. Even on the animated series, they used it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Raish.
That's crazy.
So they made a whole movie that they kept saying Ross. It was like fingers on the chalkboard for me when I'm watching that thing. I mean, it's a minor thing, granted, and I like Liam Neeson. But,
fascinating. Yeah. I didn't know that was mispronounced.
And all I'm saying is, you think they would somebody at DC Comics go, hey, you're getting the name wrong. They probably didn't say, we don't care. Go back to your little funny books.
I don't know. I always thought it was one of those tomato, tomato. Maybe you pronounce it that way. Maybe you pronounce it that way. I've heard it that way a couple of times, but I thought those people were mispronouncing it, and I was like, all right, well, you say it differently than me. That's fine.
I'll trust the guy who created it any day over them, and it was Denny O'Neil. And Denny O'Neil, of course, not only said it on the old DC Comics hotline back in the 80s when they gave they went out of their way to give the pronunciation on that thing, and then, of course, in the animated series, when they adapted his stories, they said Raish.
To be fair, I have not seen the entire animated series, so that might. I was watching it it's also very interesting to see how the art changes, particularly for Joker during it. But I guess I've never.
Yeah,
that's so interesting. I didn't know I've been mispronouncing.
The Bruce Timm redesigns.
That's fascinating. I didn't know I was mispronouncing it. I'm kind of embarrassed. Oops.
Not your fault.
Yeah.
Hashtag blame Eris.
Yeah. Blame Eris for not knowing how to pronounce a guy's name. Whoops. That wouldn't be the first time.
Just love the idea and helped to give it legs at Warner Brothers.
If we could tell a superhero story, but in a world that was relatable, that seemed more like our own, and hopefully that would have more relevance.
The pair reportedly shaped the story together before Snyder stepped on board.
He looks like he's wearing leggings.
Chris and Emma invited Debbie and I over to their house to talk about the script and the movie, and Chris kind of pitched me this version of Superman that I was like, oh,
They couldn't get rocks. You had to get green screen pillows. You couldn't get rocks. Why?
Because
it's missing the thing. It's missing the thing. See?
Yeah. But the real reason why they film so much with green screen is so that they can put whatever they want there.
That's fair, but I prefer my movies to have at least some semblance of vision before they film it.
It's honestly, it's one of the reasons why the original Lord of the Rings trilogy works better than the remake or the Hobbits films, because all of those exterior scenes were done. They built those little towns and everything, whereas they did a lot more construction in computers for the hobbits, and so it looks a little fake.
I didn't know that. I thought they went to New Zealand and did the same shit. Why would you not do that?
They did some. It's not that they completely abandoned going to New Zealand and filming. They absolutely did.
Yeah.
But they built a lot. They relied a lot more on CGI for the Hobbit films than they did on the original. Whereas with the original films, they used CGI to help enhance shots,
which is my preferred use of CGI.
Yes.
If you're not going to spend the appropriate amount of time that it takes, which it takes a fucking minute to make something that does not exist there a three-dimensional real-world looking object. Okay, that takes a lot because there's a lot that goes into that, right? If you're not going to give them that time, which they never seem to do, just get some rocks. You can make them look more rugged or ragged or whatever in there, but at least give them like something to like, so they have the correct light that reflects off and whatever. It saves time for everyone.
Yeah.
And you have millions of dollars invested in this project. You couldn't go get rocks, really?
Yeah. Well, and also like you look at look at a movie like Titanic.
Do I have to?
Do I have to?
I know the movie itself is not that great, but
the scene, that's the boat,
the way a lot of the scenes are done, it's an extremely well made movie. It's just not a good movie.
Right.
No,
absolutely.
But
Romeo and
so like so the scene where the ship breaks in half and you see the stern come crashing back down into the ocean. That was a model. That was an actual model that they made, and they used CGI to enhance it and give it a lot more weight as it plunged back down into the water. But that was a real model. That's what CGI can do. It's great for enhancing shots.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the mix. I think just practical effects is hard to do. Like make real looking things out of just practical effect is difficult to do to an extent. I think cleaning stuff up, it's just part of your post process. It's like if you take an image, no matter how shitty that image is, you're probably not going to be able to clean it up in post completely. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Right.
But if you have a good image, good foundation, you can do a lot more with that. If it's good lighting, good ISO, good depth of field, all of that shit. If you have all of that down, you can do a lot more with that than, let's say, like a super grainy, out of focus, poorly lit image. There's a lot more you can do with that. So that's what CG does. It's your cleaning up in post kind of thing, adding a little bit of pizzazz. So that's what it should be used for, but it's not being used for at the moment, and it's very annoying. Then people complain about the CG, and it's like the CG can't be done well, and it's just, and I'll complain about it too because it's like you're not using it correctly. It's like,
right.
You're being lazy. So it's just
indeedishness.
Interesting.
This brings us to our first key influence behind the film from this era of comic book movies. The Batman Begins Dark Knight influence. Christopher Nolan, David S. Goyer, and Warner Brothers had found massive success with a realistic and earnest approach to Batman that took the material seriously and tried to answer the question, what would Batman be like in our world? Which
was kind of an interesting concept, but has been abused and fucking destroyed by pretty much everything that came after it. So just
I'm just not fond of that word when used with superheroes in general, especially when it comes to movies. You can explore those things in comics pretty well. In movies, You're going to make a snoozer usually, and again, it's not going to be true to the character. I don't mind Elseworlds or different things like that. But that term realistic, as soon as you hear someone say that, it just shows that they really don't know what they're talking about. Not even this guy in particular, just the whole approach is wrong.
Right.
Well, if you were going to make one, if you're going to make a realistic superhero movie, Batman would be the character because guess what? He's not a superhero, so he can actually fit better into the real world.
He is a superhero, actually.
No, he's not. By definition, he's literally not a superhero.
By definition, he is one. But we better not do this now. We'll be here even longer.
Superhero definition. Batman is a superhero. Let's do it. A benevolent fiction character with superhuman powers. Batman does not have superhuman powers. He is at the peak
of human perfection.
Yes, that is it.
And he wears a costume.
Yeah, that's it. He's not a super. Exactly. He's not super. He does not.
And is rich.
That might be mistaken as a superpower, but it is not.
But it is actually a superpower in real life. But he's a superhero because he falls under the legal definition of superhero, which both Marvel and DC own a part of. And he falls under the definition. He was created to be in other words, Superman was big. They said, give us another one of these superpowered, or it didn't have to be superpowered, just a guy in a costume who was a superhero, a hero doing these things. So he is derivative of a lot of things that aren't superhero, but he wears a costume in the DC universe, and all by copyright law, in fact, all of their costume heroes are superheroes. And he's a superhero because he's super.
Literally by definition, he's not a superhero. His intelligence isn't a superpower because he's not super. In fact, if you call him, of course you've read stuff. He doesn't being associated with being a superhero. He defies that because he's not. He's just a human being at the peak.
He has a costume and a superhero name, and he does superhero type things, and he is at the peak of human perfection.
So I'm going to work out,
and he's lucky.
I'm going to get rich, and I'm going to dress up, and I am going to then I'm going to be a superhero, right?
Not necessarily, because you actually exist. He's a fictional character. By the fictional definition, he is a superhero. You don't have to have superpowers. That was added later. He's just a superhero. When the term meant very little, but it actually is a legally owned term. Marvel and DC actually own superhero jointly. Although it gets blurred and people call other characters from other companies superheroes all the time. And people do use superpowers for that. But the non-superpowered people who hang around with superpowers that are in groups with other superheroes are always called superheroes.
Yeah, however, but that doesn't mean it's correct.
Sure it does. It fits. It's fine. They're still running around with other superheroes doing superheroic things. So maybe it doesn't mean superpowers. He is superheroic and he fights superpowered beings sometimes.
And
he's
I don't know. I disagree that he's a superhero. I will say he is an anti-hero. So
no, he's definitely not an no. In fact, I wrote a real long treatise at one time about how Batman is not an anti-hero.
Okay.
The very definition of Batman, he is not a superhero. And what is Ram Bam 3000?
I don't know.
Who's he angry with now?
I don't know. Maybe I triggered him.
No, it might probably me.
I
don't know. Is he talking to him? It doesn't. I'm good. I just don't know.
I don't know. We disagree about the definition of what a superhero is, which is the foundation of why we have different opinions on Batman.
Right.
So, and you have a different.
In fact, I tell you what, for charitable sake, I'm going to give it to you. He's not a superhero, even though he is. He's not an anti-hero.
Okay, I'm looking at the more modern interpretation of Batman, and you're probably not. I'm guessing.
I don't look at any modern crap. I'm looking at actual Batman. He is a hero because he's choosing to be one. Anti-heroes get forced into these situations, and they're basically good people deep down, and they'll end up doing the right thing or helping people or even the heroic thing many times.
Okay, all right.
But they're not there. They're reluctantly. Batman's not reluctant. He's throwing himself out there to be a hero, to fight crime and to fight injustice. He is doing this on purpose. And he's sacrificing, putting his life on the line. He is a hero in every sense of the word.
Okay. I think his methods aren't entirely heroic in the way that he does things, but because he will do
things.
He
does things irrelevant.
That's very important to an anti-hero, is the way that they do things.
No, Han Solo's an anti-hero.
Okay. All right.
You disagree with that?
I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna hit play because we are going to we're gonna argue about this for hours.
Right, it's okay. It's okay to you can't be right about everything. I mean, you're right about many things. So
I'm sorry, Clobby, but we're just gonna have to fundamentally disagree about this.
We do. Big time.
That's all right. And you know
legally
what?
disagree
That's fine.
too. Legally
we're
disagree
allowed...
too because he is legally a superhero. But go ahead. By the legal definition, by the law, but I mean, according to copyright. But go ahead.
I refuse.
That is true.
DC and Marvel too. Why the fuck do they own the word superhero?
They do. The term
who
jointly.
Who decided that? Who decided that?
They filed for it.
No, I mean, they filed for it and got it. They jointly own it together. That's not my fault. If I were the judge, I'd have turned them down.
Oh my! Yeah, that's so awful.
Because they're both a couple of creepy garbage companies that have exploited people and sucked the blood out of creators for 80 years. I have no respect for either one of them.
That's terrible. I don't know why they fucking approve that.
Oh, well. Wait. Are you saying DC would screw over one of its creators like Bill Finger? There's no way that would happen.
No, I did not say that at all. I love DC Comics. I think they're wonderful. And please don't have them come after me because they're dangerous. I mean, they're lovely. I meant to say that they're lovely. Look at this wonderful movie they made called Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
Crucially, around the time WB had failed to get another take of Superman off the ground.
God,
if I was making decisions at the company between 2008 to 2010, and I was tasked with finding the new creative force behind the next Superman movie, you can bet the dynamic duo behind Batman sans Robin would be the perfect people to turn up at my door with an idea.
Oh, shut up.
What?
Wrong.
Why are you using stock footage that still has the watermarks?
It's a meme. It's a thing people used to do and sometimes still do. That is, it's a meme.
You can find pictures that do what you want them to do.
Having the stock stuff still on it is part of the meme. I don't know why. That's just how it is. I have no idea why.
Stupid.
I did say it was clever.
By the way, I do owe you an apology, Eris. Whole superhero argument thing. I really don't feel that strongly about it. I just think it's fun to play with. I think you could call him not a superhero, and I'm fine with it. I seriously, I don't feel that strongly about it. I was just being an a-hole. Sorry. And I realize that. Unlike Zack Snyder and David Goyer, I can admit when I'm being an a-hole. Those two guys just, double down on it.
All right. How about this? Can we come to a compromise on the anti-hero thing? Okay. In some stories, he can be interpreted as an anti-hero, but overall, in the most generic form of normie Batman, he is a hero. Can we agree on that?
There may be some stories that portrayed him that way for sure. Yeah, there are 80 years of stories out there that I haven't read them all, nor I know neither one of us have read them all. So I just reject those as actual legit Batman. But I'm sure.
Can we agree that there are some?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just like there are Superman stories like this that really aren't Superman. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Okay.
With you. We're on the same page.
Okay. All right. We did it. See, guys, you can talk things out. It's fine.
Yes.
It's all right.
I got to thinking, I was like, you know what? I don't care if we call Batman a superhero or not. I still think he is, but it's not that big of a deal, really.
Well, it is an interesting discussion. It's
Well,
I honestly couldn't put him in the same category as Superman because I think that's an insult to his accomplishments.
Well, there are a lot of superpowered beings. I mean, technically speaking, if you want to go with no superpowers, I guess so. But it really is true that anyone with a costume like that gets called a superhero legally. But
they do get lumped in. Yeah, it's just, it's like, I don't know, like all his hard work. It's like a lot of superheroes have been given this power.
Right.
Or by whatever thing has happened, or if they were born with it or whatever. But he has like worked basically since he was like 8 to become as smart and as strong and as like how the where he ends up being as Batman. And it's like just to kind of file him under a superhero, I think is an insult to all his hard work and dedication for his character.
I don't know. I think it makes him super and extraordinary in a broad sense. The term super Batman is pretty extraordinary. So
he
but
is.
You're right. Yeah.
How about this? He is as close to a superhuman as a normal person could be.
I'm fine.
And he is basically reaching out and touch, like you know that Michelangelo painting in the Sistine Chapel. Like they're reaching out. That's him. He's sitting there, but he can't touch it. But he's like right there, and he earns the respect and other things of people who aren't.
Roger that.
So, all right, cool. Look, guys, we can do it. We can talk things, and oh my goodness, we did it.
We're negotiators.
Yes, we negotiated.
When I first saw this movie, I felt the Batman Begins connection in its structure. The first half is a globe-trotting journey of self-discovery, where our proto-suits
that's really boring
behind their pain and the purpose of their entire lives that they have been searching for this entire time. No biggie. Batman and Superman begin at around the midpoint, and we return to their native city to face their first true test, the antagonist, which ties to their origins, who was established in the first act. Superman and Batman only thought they had become these monikers by the midpoint, but truly, it only occurs at the very end of the movie.
I never said thank you.
Yeah, Batman didn't slaughter a million people either.
No.
Both movies.
He didn't slaughter half a city. That happens in Rises.
He didn't punch anybody into buildings, and drop buildings on people. You're right.
No. He did drop someone off a building, though.
But he caught him.
Technically, after breaking his leg, he caught him. If you would have caught him.
Point being, he didn't show a complete and utter disregard for you know, all innocent life and stuff. But anyway, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, it's I think the big problem everyone has with Superman and Man of Steel is he's very childlike. But he's a grown-ass man. And it's just like the way he views things, like he doesn't acknowledge how all the destruction and the innocence, you know, whatever. And he's very childlike with his powers. And no one really wants to see that, except like unless it's gonna be a horror movie named Brightburn. And then that's kind of interesting. But that's not this movie. So
Indeed.
Load themselves with the drama and character work before a more action-packed second half. Of course, in about all of these respects, Batman Begins does it better and more efficiently blends the two halves into one seamless experience. I never think 3/4 into Batman Begins, gee, this is really backloaded with action. But I do with Man of Steel. Then again, the action is kind of hard to miss. That doesn't mean I dislike the story, not by a long shot. If anything, I think this is one of Snyder's most tightly wound plots. It's refreshing, particularly now, to get big, bombastic, crossover event-level action without it being a multi-part finale / sequel to a series of other movies.
I mean, that's fair to a degree.
Yeah.
I miss movies that have a beginning, middle, and end, and don't end with a but if you want to see where where this goes, you need to come back next time. Like, just tell a complete story.
Yeah, if it's good, then maybe you can make another one. But you know, I'll give you a really good example of that: The Mummy with Tom Cruise. Half that movie is setting up for a universe that didn't exist, and now it looks dumb.
And then we'll give the writer director of that movie control of Star Trek. What a brilliant idea!
Did it?
Never saw it.
It's
you
awful.
Didn't see The Mummy?
It's as terrible as the trailer made it look.
All you have to say, if you say, "Hey, did you see so-and-so movie?" and if Tom Cruise is in it, you never have to ask the question again. I will never watch anything with him ever, and never have. Almost.
Wow.
Hate him that much. So you never have to wonder if he's in it. You know, I didn't watch it.
Well, you should watch Tropic Thunder.
I actually did see that one, but I made the technicality that he had his stupid face covered.
That's funny. Okay, fair enough. That you know what? I'll give you that.
I think the trinity of Nolan, Goyer, and Snyder actually works really well for the movie.
Does it though?
Nolan always reigned square in anyway, and giving their story to the guy that recreated the lush comic book visuals of several iconic graphic novels in Snyder meant it would look gorgeous without devolving into the very worst of his style.
Do you know why 300 works? It's because he took the book and did it how it was in the book and made that movie.
Yeah,
like
300 matches Snyder's artistic vision.
Almost like it's like frame by frame. I've skimmed the book. It is insane how much focus there was on making this book literally jump off the pages.
Yeah.
That is not here. That is not in this Superman movie
not
at all.
Like, not at all.
Same thing with Watchmen. He made Watchmen look like it looked like the book.
It did. It's the best thing about it is the look.
Yeah, until he messed up the ending without the squid. It does not work, but whatever.
Yeah, he had a lot of elements that aggravated me with some of his dumb Matrixy fight scenes, but for the most part, it looks great. It's just I don't like what he did to the story. Yeah, and Rambam is absolutely right. Snyder did not even Garth Ennis there to deconstruct Superman. In fact, he insulted Superman. That's absolutely right. This whole movie's an insult to Superman.
And if Garth Ennis feels I can't deconstruct this character, there's a problem.
Oh my God! Even look, Guinness. What about what's his face? Mark Millar loves Superman. Mark Millar hates superheroes and writes the trashiest versions of them, and he loves Superman to the point where he won't do it to Superman. Even Warren Ellis is the same way. These are all some pretty rough, edgy guys as far as writing comics, and none of them will do that to Superman. Especially Millar loves him. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Even some of the nastier guys won't do it, but Goyer will, and Snyder will because they don't care. And Snyder was not only did he insult the moon with the movie, Ram, he was insulting the character in interviews leading up to the film. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like it's not. So if you're. Sorry, I got distracted by a car alarm that I can hear. If you're going to make a movie based off of something that already exists, you need to be at least somewhat familiar with it, so that you can.
The best example to think of is Harv Bennett with Star Trek when he took over the film franchise.
Exactly what I was thinking
watched
about.
Every single episode, so he knew the universe.
Did he make Nicholas Mayer do it too?
I believe he did, yeah.
Doctor Who, Matt Smith was not very familiar with Doctor Who, and he sat down and I think he said he watched everything. He watched
Troughton.
all of it.
Yeah, I think I don't know if he watched I don't think he watched everything, but yeah, I know he watched Troughton.
He went to what's his face, Moffat. Ecstatic. They said, I wouldn't watch the Troughton. They were brilliant, right? And if you watch his performance, you could tell he loves Troughton. All that stuff with his hand gestures and the crap he does is right out of Troughton. He admits it. He says it. He just loved him. So yeah, there's a guy that again you gotta respect that,
But hey, he didn't really know something going in. He got cast, and he was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do research." Carl Urban is one of the best for modern day actors. Whatever your opinion is on on J.J. Abrams' Star Trek, which I know what your opinion is, Coffee.
You might know.
Sat down and watched all I think of TOS at least, and was mimicking the minor tics that DeForest Kelley would do for Bones. And so he could get it down while he was acting as Bones.
Whereas Chris Pine didn't do it, and the other ones didn't do it.
No, but Carl Urban is a wonderful, wonderful actor.
I usually don't.
He's a great actor. Yeah,
and I usually don't come to the defense of Chris Pine, but he was directed by Abrams.
Not to do it.
Don't do a Shatner impression.
Well, yeah, and it's fine because it doesn't matter. That's not Star Trek anyway, so that's why it doesn't really just kind of rolls up. They could all do their own thing anyway. I don't care. But still, if they'd said, even though if they'd said, you know what, I went back and watched the old and I studied old Trek, I would at least have a modicum of respect for that. And of course, Abrams never watched it.
Nope.
Never.
Nope.
Having Nolan's involvement is already risking making this Superman Begins, but add David S. Goyer into the mix, You just took your 33rd and a third chance of winning, and
then you add Kurt Angle to the mix.
Screw Goyer.
Chance of winning.
Stop.
Chance to go
Stop.
down.
Stop.
Chris Nolan knows he can't beat me, and he's not even gonna try. But make no mistake.
I didn't understand what just happened.
But make no mistake, this is Snyder's movie and Snyder's vision through and through.
No, we can tell.
Confirmed that the movie was Zack's baby, and that Nolan wasn't around on sets like some.
No, he already got paid. He wasn't there.
Yeah.
He was doing his own shit. He didn't care. He's like, all right, the check cleared. It's in my bank account. Just bought a new yacht. Moving on.
It's like the old Michael Caine quote, like, I've never seen Jaws 4, but I saw the house that it built and it's nice.
Yeah, he said that. He said, "I needed some work to do a little more house." Why he took this? When they asked him why he took the money for Jaws of the Revenge, he just said, "Needed work done on my house." Boom. Okay, fair enough.
Honestly, I
sure, guy.
I can't say anything. It's like, okay,
dude,
that's fair.
He's the best part of that movie, honestly. So
you know how much I hate remakes, but I never hate on the actors in them because I'm like, yeah, that's what about? How can you begrudge a person making money for themselves, making a living for themselves?
There is a couple points. If the stuff about Robert Pattinson is true about the Batman shit, I will get on to him for that.
Oh, I know, but I'm talking about just.
Just taking the job?
Just taking a job, though.
Yeah, okay, then no, that's fair. Yeah.
Like Leonard Nimoy, look, I gotta be honest with you. You know how I feel about the hell I hate the Jar Jar Abrams crap? Leonard Nimoy means so much to me that the way he kind of conducted himself during that thing, I was kind of angry with him for a couple of years, the way he acted in 2009 and stuff like that towards fans who didn't like what was going to happen. And I had kind of and this is someone who meant so much to me as a Star Trek fan. And it was kind of a strange feeling. And then, when he passed in 2015, it kind of got to me even more as someone who, loved the guy. Like I felt kind of guilty about harboring some bad feelings towards the way him being part of that filth and the things he said. And, so yeah, but nevertheless, the one thing I never did was begrudge him taking a gig if he needed the money. God bless you. If you need the money, go for it.
I always say you get one. You get one really, really shitty thing that I know, is it like Anthony Hopkins in that Transformers movie? You get one, Anthony. You get one.
Anthony Hopkins is in a Transformers movie?
He was in the last one, the really bad one where Optimus Prime gets possessed. Yes, he's in that. Patrick Stewart, he's had multiple. Okay, he won't stop. All right, he was the poop emoji in that terrible emoji movie, and then he kept going after that. And I was just like, no, stop. You can be in good things. I promise, Patrick. People, if you want to be in a good movie, you can be in one. It's fine.
Go back to being the guy that gets his life force sucked out by the naked vampire lady.
Yeah.
Go back
or
to
just
like
retire.
that.
Yeah.
Or just retire, Patrick. Do one of those two things. Okay.
He has like 4 ex-wives. I don't think he can afford to retire.
Oh my God, Patrick!
I thought it was 3, but is it 2 or 3? Well, it might be 4 now. Who knows?
I thought he was on his 5th wife. He's gone through 4 divorces.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Patrick Stewart.
And they're all like 30 years, 40 years younger than him, which again, that I can't really,
Yeah.
He had 3. He's had 3. So 1990, married in 66, divorced in 90. Damn. Then one 2000 to 2003, and then I think a current one, 2013.
Dude, just go out and you're a superstar. Just go out and have fun. Stop getting married. What's wrong with you, man?
Honey, you could go to like the fanciest strip clubs, and
you're
women
Patrick Stewart. Yes,
would be very excited to give you a lap dance.
Right.
Okay, they will pay you.
Exactly. Why give them half your shit, man? Just go.
Plus, because he's been married multiple times, he has children. So why would you continue to get married? So when you pass, you can't pass as much on to your kids.
Right. Save that money. Go buy yourself a yacht, and get all those. Go out to Dubai with all those Dubai girls there.
And just go back to having Ian McKellen and you running around with derbies and just have fun.
There you go.
Yeah, go have fun with your buddy. All right, we loved that era. where
That was
you were
great.
running around with Ian. That was fun. You know how fun it would be if you were just like in a pub in England and just like, you know, like Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen just rolled up in there. Like, how much fun would that be? You know, that would be great.
Yeah.
At least before, it would be fun for me to see that before he ruining Picard for everybody. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Media outlets reporting. I really do like the blend of styles, and it's something that I've only really come to appreciate truly now. I always enjoyed the Brave New World vibes we got served through the newly fleshed out lore behind Krypton.
I hated the lore on Krypton.
It's a really engrossing idea to
terrible.
Yeah, I don't know.
The lore on Krypton is stupid and not thought out at all.
What's wrong with the planet is going to die and they're too arrogant to admit that they're wrong? What is wrong with that? That is a very simple human thing. Very normal thing. Like, they're so up their own. Hell, you know, I've said this a billion times, but I've been playing Diablo 3. One of the things in Diablo 3 is the angels are so arrogant about everything and how right they are, and you know, they're just up their own ass, that they basically end up, because of their inaction and their arrogance, they end up causing like demonic forces to continue to infect Earth, because they're just like, you know what, we're gonna sit back and do nothing, and then we're gonna go to war with the demons. Not before we decide not to save humans or anything. We're gonna just sit on our asses, do nothing, because we're so right that we can win anything. We can give them all the super power-ups that they need. We'll still win. They're just so arrogant. And there's nothing wrong with that, because arrogance always is a prelude to a comeuppance and a downfall. It's the tale as old as time. There's nothing wrong with having arrogant characters getting proven wrong. It's actually very satisfying. So yes. I don't know why they felt the need to rewrite that. That was dumb.
You got me.
And the fact that they had this huge intergalactic empire in way before, it makes no sense as to why they're not abandoning Krypton when it's about to die. Like, you have the technology and you know what's happening. Why are you staying here? Uh-huh. It's they're basically like that meme of the dog with the living room that's on fire.
This is fine.
This is fine.
It makes more sense when they don't believe Jor-El.
Exactly.
Because it's you still have to make the leap as the reader or viewer that, hey, that when that thing started blowing up, they could have just, more of them got off than one baby. So you have to find a reason around that stuff. It's kind of a leap. It's sort of like the leap you make that you have to go back to 1939 to say, I can believe a billionaire and his wife and his young kid walking through a dark alley at a movie theater. Because it's Batman's origin, so we'll just take it. We'll just take it and just take it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you have to suspend a little bit there. You go, yeah, they just didn't believe Jor-El. Makes way more sense than these idiots sitting there going, yeah, bummer, we're going to blow up. That's a shame. Thanks for telling us, dude. So what are you doing this weekend? Oh, nothing, because there won't be a weekend.
No, there's not even going to be in 2 minutes, actually.
Right.
It's occurring like almost now.
Oh, yes, we're all going to die, I forgot. Silly me. Want to smoke?
Yeah. Stupid. Dumb.
Made no sense.
Nope.
To suggest that the fall of Kryptonian society was not only brought about by destroying their planet through mining fossil fuels, but because they had eliminated...
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Fossil fuels, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn those Kryptonian fossil fuels, man.
I do not feel sorry for the Kryptonians in this, because they literally blew up their planet trying to get gas in their car. Okay, like if that
they ride dragons, they don't need cars.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Why is there fossil fuels being mined then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is this fueling? This is such an advanced society that there's no fucking reason why all this shit doesn't run on some kind of fuel that they don't need to mine shit for. Like, there's no reason. You don't need to bring Krypton down to our planet where it's like, well, we don't have this ethereal bullshit sci-fi thing going on at the moment. We only got what we got at the moment. And maybe eventually we will, but we don't have that. They are so far more advanced than us. There's no reason for them to be doing that. Okay?
Yeah.
All right? It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It made sense like on Cybertron for like the Transformer shit because of what Cybertron is, if you know the lore of Cybertron, it makes sense. But for this planet, it does not make sense. So I don't know why that needed to be there. I just don't.
Same thing with the Cybermen in Doctor Who. They were just regular people. It was a Earth's sister planet that got thrown from orbit, and so it was slowly getting cold. Mondas, and it was slowly getting cold. So they had to do something, and they had to evolve technology that would help them to survive.
Yes,
but they weren't a technologically advanced society.
No.
Yeah, and that's of course, the original origin, the real deal origin. They changed it later, but yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
I would actually just say that they evolved, and that actually works with the Cybermen. Like them evolving and evolving and evolving. Like eventually, they would get to the point where they were just, just perpetually evolving in the way that they did. So I guess that still kind of works. And the time difference between when they were originally created and now there's enough, I feel like.
Yeah.
So it does work. One of the better things, I think.
Indeed.
Yeah. What a weird concept, actually acknowledging stuff that happened before and then building on it in a clever way that reinvigorates it.
That never works.
What a strange idea.
Freedom of choice.
What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended for him or her?
It's also mildly humorous. The movie conception from the story of Christ and makes it so that this Messiah is the only one.
Stop making Superman Jesus and
he's
whatever.
Moses.
Oh, you're right. Jesus is Moses' son. I knew this. This is right. I went to Sunday school a couple times. Everything makes sense. I remember that. That's definitely how it happened.
The story of Superman is basically the story of Moses.
Which is funny because isn't this the guy that plays Moses in that one movie? No. No, Noah. I'm a dumbass.
Noah.
Same thing.
Same thing.
They had boats.
Yeah, not much of a difference.
That movie was also terrible.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I heard it was terrible.
I always switch. For my entire life, I've switched up Moses and Noah as names. They're not close. They're not similar.
No.
Their stories aren't even similar. I don't know why.
Moses was only about 500 years before. I'm sorry, Noah.
See, you don't know. You're doing it's infectious.
I'm the one who's a pastor's kid. I'm the one who's a pastor's kid. I should know this.
Yeah. Now we're all embarrassed. Moving forward.
Yes. You heathen.
Immaculate conception. In a society that has forced every citizen into a predetermined path.
Okay, hold on. I gotta point this out. I know this is where we're doing. Hold on. Come on, give me. Hold on.
To deviate from would be a crime. To be normal is to be special.
What would you have us do, Al?
Look to the stars.
Hold on. Fuck. I did it wrong. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Wait for it.
In a society.
Doesn't he remind you of that Super Mario movie with the turtles and he looks like he has a turtle shell.
You're talking about the original Super Mario Brothers movie.
Wow.
Yeah.
Society that has forced every citizen
Try to
into
unsee
a
that now.
path that to deviate from would be a crime.
You
to
can't.
be normal is to be special.
What would you have us do, Al?
To
Look
be
to the
normal
stars.
is to be
Stay here and be destroyed.
special.
I would have us stay here and be destroyed, of course.
I will have us die. Yes, that's my plan. We have...
And...
But I really look cool in my Batman outfit, don't I?
But then he also said to be normal is to be special.
Yeah,
right.
But that's dumb because at no point have I ever like seen anything where someone had some special ability and thought, yeah, that's normal. That's why I don't have it.
Yes,
that's normal.
I agree with the yes, I am changing my mind. This guy's really talking me into how great a movie this is. Wow. I'm seeing a whole new perspective, yes.
Exactly.
Characterizing Jor-El as a bit of a rebel scientist who's not afraid to challenge the Kryptonian government places him as the benevolent mirror to Michael Shannon's General Zod.
Was anyone else watching this crap in the theater like this part and going, why is this Superman movie?
I didn't watch it in a theater.
On Krypton or wherever you watch it. I mean, at the 2 hours into the Kryptonian crap, I'm like, why am I here? Why is anyone? What? Who needs this shit on Krypton?
I mean, it's one thing to. I mean, I understand wanting to do, some scenes on Krypton because you won't get the chance later. But at the same time, it's
why not, Josh? Why won't you?
Well, because it's gonna blow up.
That doesn't mean anything in modern cinema.
What's a blowing up planet?
I mean,
Big deal.
It's a nice, it's a nice, big spectacle that happens early in your story.
Yes, very early.
But all it needs to do is just explain that Kal-El is from another planet. Now, you shouldn't have to explain that because most people know that just from cultural osmosis.
Existing on this planet for enough amount of time, and nerd culture is mainstream at the moment, so it's very normal to know this stuff. So
yeah. Well, and the fact that Superman probably has the most famous backstory of any superhero.
Yes.
It's right up there.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I would say Batman would be a second for superhero.
Batman would be a close second, I think.
Just because we've seen his parents fucking die every movie. And Spider-Man would be up there too, because we can't stop seeing Uncle Ben die.
Well, the last one we never saw Uncle Ben die.
No, we got Aunt Ben died.
Aunt Ben died.
Yeah.
That was actually terrifyingly accurate.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I liked the last movie, much as I liked it, I did cringe. Like, of course they gave her the line. Of course they did.
Naturally.
I was like, someone died too. So it's kind of inconvenient for her to be alive at this point. So I've never like sat there and been like, well, she's kind of inconvenient to where this plot seems to be going. Just kill her off. Also, you're a dumbass for thinking you could like fix the Green Goblin. I'm sorry. You're just dumb.
Yeah.
You deserve that. That was stupid.
As much as I loved seeing William Dafoe back as the Green Goblin, it's like, no, you can't fix him. He's too good. He's too good at being evil.
Him this. He didn't know the Green Goblin. That's the only thing that saves that scene for me.
I just love seeing Tobey Maguire again.
I liked seeing William Dafoe. That was good. Good.
Oh my God, Chris, you're right. This Kal-El is a metaphor for Noah because of the whole Oh my God.
Ha! I was right. What's up? Ha ha!
Oh my God, you're right.
Yay! The penis arcs. Yay! We did it.
Oh my goodness.
All right, moving forward.
Shannon intimidating as hell with his towering and intense presence. He is the sum of all the specialized birthing that has led Krypton to ruin. He was born a soldier.
I thought it was the fossil fuels that destroyed it.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Yeah.
Which one was it?
And it also makes zero sense that Zod is as powerful as Superman at this point, because it took Kal-El like his whole life to become as powerful as he is. So he learned to adapt to his powers. This guy's been exposed to, Earth and
30 minutes.
It makes no sense.
No.
That he's as strong as Superman.
No. Right. I could see it as like he gets stronger the longer it happens, and I don't know if
he's he's a trained soldier. I could buy that when he's fully powerful, he could kick Kal-El's ass. I could buy that.
Sure. Maybe his suit absorbs it quicker. You could do that. Where his suit absorbs the sunlight quicker, and like basically the you have to finish him off quickly, because the longer you fight him, the more powerful he gets. That's an interesting character idea that wasn't seen here. So,
I mean, there's lots of things you could do, but having him just instantly be as strong as Superman makes no sense.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
No.
So.
But and he didn't have to do that because he has a gang with him.
That's also true.
Oh yeah, the gang everyone forgets about.
I mean, so he didn't have to get ganged up on him. They could have used it that way, where the threat is real because he has a whole gang and stuff. But you're employing thought.
Yeah, and
remember David S. Goyer and what's that Tyrio guy and Snyder. So you're not going to get a lot with thought from these creeps.
And remember how close Zod came to conquering all of Earth in Superman 2 with just 3 people?
Yep.
He's a formidable foe. He's supposed to be like a military genius. It's like, I don't know, that makes sense because he's very cunning and very smart, and I don't know. I would have preferred to see him use his intellectual using your intellect.
How about him using
Superman's smart?
Is more interesting to me than just like, I punch hard now, boom, 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 boom.
Well, that's all this guy is. He's just a guy with powers. He's not Superman.
Well, and also because Zod has like a whole people, and he is a trained soldier, have him use, I don't know, tactics.
No,
that
would be hard. We'd have to do research.
Oh.
That's difficult. That's hard. We'd have to get an expert, and then they might make us feel dumb, and we can't have our feelings hurt like that, Josh.
Oh, okay.
Feelings matter.
Feelings matter.
Zod lives matter.
Zod lives matter. Except for,
Except for Zod.
All Zod lives matter, except for Zod.
Yeah, that's right.
Trains to be a soldier and therefore cannot understand how any other course of action can be taken other than violence.
I exist.
Which is kind of insulting to military people. But
yeah, whatever. I was about to say, I was like, I'm sorry. Really? Are you just under the impression that every militaristic mind is just obsessed? Not everyone is Aries, okay? They're not obsessed with war. They don't need violence to feed them.
Not every soldier has PTSD.
Yeah, they're not human beings, that are put in these awful situations that are really, really difficult to relate to if you weren't there yourself. It's very difficult to it's like, because they don't think that you would relate to them, the things that go on in war. It's like these horrific things that that no human being should ever encounter or deal with or have to be subjected to, put on just mere mortals. Just normal, everyday people that are trained, but I mean, there's not enough training in the world to get you ready for some of the stuff that happens. To see like your friend get blown up beside you. That's just
Yep.
But no, they're all violent. They're all violent.
Of course.
monsters. So just that's fine. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we could file that under. That's whatever.
Only to protect Krypton.
I will protect Krypton by blowing it up. Then I will take all the pieces of Krypton and I will put them in a jar and I will protect it. And it is my Krypton and no one will touch because it is mine.
Jor-El, action star.
Yes.
Man of
Only
action.
way he knows how,
Yes.
and so does Jor-El. It is not Zod's fault that Jor-El was naturally predispositioned to take the moral high ground because he was made to be that way, a thinker over
All
a
this
warmonger.
crap.
Krypton created Zod and gave Zod his pain even if he doesn't realize it. Instead, he is loyal to the cause to the bitter
It's
end.
Krypton's fault he's evil.
Zod had his choice.
Yes.
Zod isn't evil. He's just misunderstood.
No, there's no choice at all. No freedom of choice in this society at all.
Yeah.
I don't believe that if you live in a society that allows you to choose, which they actually, to be fair, we're saying that they didn't have that choice on Krypton, which is a bizarre thing all by itself. I believe you have agency. Kind of just as a being with intellect, you have agency, and I will blame you for things if you do them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will be understanding, be like, oh, okay, you're doing that because of these other things. And, I'm always willing to listen on shit like that. But, if your actions into a whole planet and society being destroyed, I'm going to blame you for that and not your daddy issues. So that's just me, though, Did they not have therapy on Krypton?
Apparently not.
Go to therapy.
Choice is taken away. Jor-El realizes this, and so too does Clark, but no one in the House of El can ever show Zod the truth.
And now, I have no people.
Zod even loses everything before the finale.
Yeah, when it blows up, you won't.
Over. He loses all of his people, the world engine, everything. Before he even begins the final throwdown, his objective has failed. That might seem like the opposite of tension. You'd expect the villain's plot to be thwarted at the 11th hour of the battle, but this helps to illustrate the point of Zod even further. When he has lost it all, and no longer has any motive or purpose, he
does.
The most dangerous people are the people who have nothing to lose.
Yeah, and the very simple fact that he was doing all this to try to save the remains of Krypton. So once the world machine got destroyed and he's no longer able to terraform Earth into being a new Krypton, his goal then should be try to bring the rest of the remaining Kryptonians up as regular people and try to just live on this planet. That should be his goal if he really cares about the cause of saving Kryptonians.
Punch in face. Punch face. Punch face. Now we'll punch face.
Yes.
Yes.
He still chooses violence because that is all he is capable of.
Almost
doing,
like he's a bad guy.
Weird. I've expressed a distaste in the past for characters being retconned into being born great, made special by proxy, rather than their deeds and adventures. But Superman is not one of those characters. He is the strongest man on Earth. He is the very definition of a character being born great. He's an obvious Christ metaphor, and his very birth is a galaxy.
Stop it. Stop the Christ metaphor.
Well, it is sort of Donner's fault, I guess, but still, because he did put that in there, like, son comes the father, the son, and all that stuff. Sent them you, my only son. But that's still dumb, and I hate it. It's not really his fault. He didn't mean that way, but that's where they're getting it from.
Yep.
And you know what? If you want to do sprinkle a little bit of Jesus into it, fine. but you fucking didn't sprinkle it. You took a fucking like slap paddle and went to my face while I was watching it.
Right.
I
No,
didn't need that.
It was
You
really
just
dumb.
and it was only made like infinitely worse by the Batman v Superman movie. Just it just wouldn't stop.
Altering event. The Man of Steel Superman is about how a person can live up to those expectations, how they can accept the weight of who they are supposed to be, and how they can in turn serve others who are less fortunate. But also importantly, that it must remain their choice and their chosen path. Basically, Clark can't be selfless unless he learns why it's important. I'm not sure if the story needs to...
I wish this guy wouldn't try to philosophize about this movie. He's just say you liked it and it's fun and it's neat and cool and awesome and leave it because you sound like a dumbass. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's like he saved those children from the bus. Like I think that was pretty selfless.
Yeah.
But I don't think he needs to learn anything after that.
Before that, he saved the dudes on the rig.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which was again good. Sure, save people. That's what you're supposed to do.
You have superpowers. I would rather him go out and save people than like try to conquer Earth, which is what he does in Injustice. So like I don't know.
Right.
I would rather him use it for good, and I would encourage that. So
well, you know, after this film came out, I hate to mention his name because he's so despised now, rightly so, that Joss Whedon jerkweed. He made some good points about this movie. He said basically, and a lot of people were rightfully calling this movie just disaster porn with nothing heroic or anything in it. And he talked about how, you know, the character should be, you know, heroic. He made Avengers Age of Ultron, and he purposely went in there and had a bunch of scenes with, imagine that, superheroes saving people. And that was he felt that was very important to put that in a movie. And I agree with him. This movie there's like maybe one rescue, the two times the rescues we were just talking about, he's not in his Superman outfit. There's one where I think he saved some dude from a helicopter, one of the military guys or something when he's Superman. Other than that, he's not flying around saving people, which means, what are you doing? You're not making a Superman film. So they went back because of all that criticism in the second in Bull versus Shite, he went around and he has these scenes where he's saving people, if you remember, and he's got this mopey look on his face, like, oh God, I guess everyone thinks I'm supposed to be rescuing people. Here I am, I'm rescuing people. You happy now?
I'm doing stuff.
It's all attitude now. And look at this movie. Both movies had the attitude like, oh, I'll save people, whatever. You're gonna die anyway of something, but all right, whatever, guys. That's what
like I said. This is very childlike Superman, and then Batman v Superman is angsty teen Superman. So it was like, maybe if we kept going, he would eventually start acting like an adult.
Maybe. I mean, you would take joy in saving people if you're someone like that. What happened to Storytime? You had to run?
Josh, what happened?
I don't know. He's not here.
Josh, we lost our non-human representation. What happened?
I might have accidentally clicked off on the wrong tab.
Oops. Oh, there you go. I've done that. I have done that.
Yep.
See, there's one of the things about good stories about at the core of what superheroes are is part of the joy they get is saving people. I mean, they get a joy from it when you're able to fly and lift a mountain or whatever, and you do use those abilities to save others who cannot save themselves. It's supposed to bring you joy. And I know I'm talking about the film after this, but it's the same movie, same idiot, same guy. He's not happy. He's not drawing any joy from it. So both of these movies are, like this one in particular, are joyless. There's nothing triumphant about it, nothing uplifting, nothing in this film. And it's supposed to be a Superman film. And look at this stuff. It's like, I don't know what I'm watching. I had a buddy of mine. Unfortunately, you know of him. He's passed on, and his name was the great Mark C. I remember bumping into him right after this came out. We were talking about it at the comic shop, and he had a very young kid, maybe 4 or 5. He said, "Well, of course, I went to sit through the thing. You know, like my son's a big Superman fan, but I wanted to go see it and make sure and see if I could bring him to see it. And I decided I can't bring my Yeah, I can't bring him. And he said, I can't bring my kid to see this. Imagine we live in a world, and that was back in 2011, 12, and 13, when it came out, that we would even conceive of making a Superman movie that you can't bring a young child to. Right there, it's a failure.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I've never even thought of it like that. But yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you can't. My parents wouldn't have let me go see this.
That's a failure when you make a movie that it's supposed to be for everybody. Superman's supposed to be for everybody. He was, let's face it, comic books when those characters were created for young boys and kids and even some girls as well. But they weren't reading comics as much, so it's sexist. But they were for kids.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that doesn't mean you can't do adult versions of these characters in other mediums. Personally, I prefer you keep that in comics, not so much in movies. And movies just, make it for everybody, but I don't get a say in that. However, look at your movie that you love so much, Dark Knight. When that came out, for some reason, there were still a few people who made sense at Warner. They realized they couldn't market that to kids. But at least they came up with my beloved Batman Brave and the Bold cartoon that they did market for kids at the same time. They said, look, you can't make a Batman movie. It's still Batman. Kids should be able to watch Batman. But if we're going to make this for older viewers, we'll make something for the kids to see. They made the cartoon. They didn't do anything like that when this came out. And they just made this and said, yeah, people just bring their kids. What the hell? And there's some horrifying stuff in there that kids shouldn't be watching.
Yeah, I remember all the parents that were like, don't go have your children go see, don't go have them go see Deadpool. And I'm just sitting here like, it's rated R. How did, okay, they tell you that at the end of every commercial. It's rated R. It has it up there when you're looking at screens, showtimes and whatnot. It says rated R. Mm-hmm. And that should have been a good indication.
Yep.
Right there, that this was not for your fucking 10-year-old.
It's made by weirdos for weirdos. Sorry, it really is, because Zack Snyder is a weirdo, and so is what's his face, Goyer. They project their own inadequacies on a character that's supposed to be an icon of, let's face it, virtue, because he uses extraordinary powers to help people. You don't need the Christ metaphor to say that he's a pure, character. And if you don't respect that, fine, just don't make the movie. I mean, he's not your bag. If he's not your bag, Zach, just don't make the movie.
Yeah, but you had the choice to not make it, and I don't know why. Again, not Superman. This is not in any way, shape, or form a Superman movie. Zack Snyder probably, along with the Hans Zimmer's composition that he wrote for this, I think it would have been better as a Nightwing. I think if you instead of making this movie, you made a Nightwing movie with the same score, and you had Zack Snyder doing it, I think it would have been better, because he does darker, grittier stuff. He does no business being around Superman. Yeah, Batman is a darker, grittier character. Now, I say that because
absolutely
grittier, but also he gave Batman guns and had him kill people. So what the fuck do I know? I don't,
Mm-hmm.
So Lord only knows what he was going to do with Nightwing. So
yeah, I wouldn't want him anywhere near any of the characters I love, but that's just me. But I hear what you're saying. He's more suited. Yeah. He's more suited to a character like. Well, he claimed he wanted to make a Batman movie, and but then if you look at your buddy Nolan, even whether you like Nolan movies or not, even in his films, Batman doesn't kill the Joker in Dark Knight.
No, he won't.
He won't kill, when he, and then in your favorite Dark Knight Retires, which I don't like either, there's at least a scene there where he tells Catwoman, he stops her from killing someone. He says, "We don't kill."
Yeah, it's very clear. Like I look at it.
Yeah, it's very clear. But Zach doesn't agree with that. Of course, he just said,
no.
Screw it.
Batman Begins, he brings a gun, I think, with the Joe Chill's trial, or at least like he gets there.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, that was the close. That scene. I actually liked that scene. I was like,
and then he doesn't do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Fair enough. Like, okay. Like, I mean, of all people, that one I would imagine would be the closest that he would ever get to killing. Mm-hmm. Maybe the Joker, depending on what the Joker is up to at that point. But like Joe Chill has a very
right.
Yeah, obviously anyone who knows Batman. There's
Joe Chill's fate in the comic is so much better anyway. I mean, that's such a great story. Yeah, I thought.
I don't like making him the Joker. I don't like that idea. That doesn't.
Oh,
do
the
anything for
Jack Napier thing. I hated that. I mean, I liked the movie, but I mean, I hated that crap.
Yeah. Making the man who killed Batman's parents the Joker, I
So
was like, oh, come on, man.
I was
like,
so upset in '89. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that movie enough, but like that little thing, it was like, oh, cool.
Right.
Didn't need to do that.
And I was always personally against Batman ever finding out who was responsible. Just let him be a random thug.
Yeah, but he found out in the Golden Age, really. So yeah, but it was still that story for that time. This is a silly kind of story, but they kind of they kept with it for a while, where it turned out he was actually hired by a mob boss named Lou Moxon to go out there and pretend it was robbery, but to kill Thomas Wayne, and it got a hand and killed them both. You know, and then later when Batman finds out who he is, he goes to try to get help from a bunch of other criminals, and he makes the mistake of telling him, "I killed the guy's parents who later became Batman," and they all just went nuts on, "You killed the guy who put me in jail," and they kill him before he gets a name. And then they says, "Oh, wait a minute, what's his name?" And he doesn't tell him. I don't know. That works better for me. I don't know, but I'm silly. I'm old.
No, that's a better fate than I've heard other versions of that story being told. It's kind of a comeuppance of it. So.
Yep.
I'm all about that.
Oh, and Eris,
non-linear.
check your DMs if you want to see this film's Christ imagery for Superman. I have the perfect picture.
Yeah, stained glass window with Jesus chilling there, being Jesus, and he's like, and Superman is framed right beside him. It's like, yeah.
You're not gonna share it?
Oh, okay. I guess I could. Fuck. Sorry,
I sent it to you for a reason.
Sorry. Just hold on.
It's been a long day for Eris.
There you go.
I mean, come on. Like, really?
If there's a chance I could save her by turning myself in.
And yeah, there's a stained glass window of Jesus right behind him. It's like, do you get the imagery, people? Do you get it? We're clever.
Yes.
No.
Just praying for a good movie. You're not gonna get one. That's bad, dude. I guess I'd forgot about it, or only saw it at one time. So.
Yay.
Wow.
Yay.
Are we going to be continued? I take it because you got half a video to go.
I'm Josh. What do you think?
I'm leaning towards calling it a day. We'll pick it up some other point.
You got almost halfway through.
Do you want to come back next week and do a round two?
Only if you're crazy enough to want me back.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we love having you on.
It's not like I don't have time in my day to do this. It's just like my brain has started to reach a point where I'm not even understanding what he's saying anymore.
We'll get more into the meat of it if we're with our fresh minds next week, probably, since we've got through a lot of the preliminary stuff. So I'm game if you guys are.
Sure. This would be the first ever part 1 and part 2 stream.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna do it. All right, and it's not because it was too long. It was because we literally, our brains collectively melted into goo, and we could not finish it.
Chris Persia with a perfect comment.
Yes. Yeah, Jesus was like, no, don't make me, no, don't do it. I didn't die for this.
There are some sins I can't forgive.
Yes.
Some things.
It is a bit cruel, Chris.
Yeah. So, all right, Clobby, you say, Stoof, what do you have going on?
Well, tonight, Saturday Night Star Trek. 4 more episodes, and we're starting out season 5 of Star Trek: The Next Generation. So we're only a few years away from covering it all. What's that?
Yeah, so you're like right in the sweet spot of TNG. It's like
it is a pretty decent. Yeah, we just got through with season 4, which didn't have as many bad bumps as 1 or 2, and 3 had a lot of good in it too. So yeah,
3 is when they really kind of start to hit their stride, but I'd say 4 and 5 was when they really hit the sweet spot.
We are hitting some good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. There's an occasional clunker in 4 even, but for the most part, it's pretty decent.
Yeah. I mean, when you have to produce 25, 26 episodes a year, there's going to be 1 or 2 that's not great.
Yeah, but you got to give them some credit for them, Deep Space Nine, even Voyager, or whatever, to be able to put out that many episodes a year of a show that's that expensive. Yep. That really, DS9 looked like a movie every week, and it was still they did that many of them.
Mm-hmm. So, plus to have the size of the B cast that they had.
Thoth is brutal to these these episodes. Wow, we all have an interactive thing. We have our chat. Everyone gives their grading. And these, wow, man.
What are the episodes tonight?
Man, the episodes tonight. I don't think I would. Man, you are rough, dude. Let's see. The episodes tonight are Darmok.
That's a great episode.
Is that a D? How dare you, sir? There's Darmok, Ensign Row, which I liked a lot. Spoilers. Silicon Avatar. I thought that was good. Disaster. I like all these episodes. Don't tell anyone because it's supposed to be a secret tonight on the show, everybody.
My brain is too melted. I don't even remember what happened in Next Generation.
He's kidding. I mean, I thought they were good. But, hey, everyone's entitled to whatever their rating is. Yeah, I was just kidding. Darmok is interesting because it's kind of, if you think it too much to death, you kind of like, wow, that language is crazy. But still, it's a good story.
That language makes no sense, but it's also I like the fact that it kind of exposes that the universal translator is bullshit technology. There's no way that could possibly work as well as it does in Star Trek. So like every episode should kind of be like Darmok, learning their language,
right?
So you can communicate with them.
Because if you went to that planet where the Darmok people are from with a TARDIS, the Doctor would be able to talk to them immediately. Yeah, but it's a TARDIS. It's a lot more, advanced.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. But yes, Trek tonight, and then of course Monday night it'll be. Well, Mark C. and the gang on his Mark C. and us will hang out tomorrow night on his channel, Geek It Out Sunday nights. You guys are always welcome to join us for that if you ever want. I'm inviting people on his show. How do you like that? Is that cheeky or what? Sorry about that, Mark. Anyway, but anyway, and Era, soon we need to like do a show where you come up. No, you're a busy person, of course. You got to come and hang and talk some Justice League cartoon with me one of these days.
Yes, we need to do that.
Yes, Justice League.
Good Stu.
Tuesday night I'm on with Loki. I'll be on Loki's channel. We're reviewing. It's funny. We're talking about this movie tonight. We're reviewing a movie that really, if you want to show someone night and day, someone watches Man of Steel that doesn't know much about Superman, and then you want to say, keep an open mind, and we want to watch something that really talks about what Superman is at its core. It's what we're reviewing Tuesday night on Loki's channel, which is the Superman animated film, Superman versus the Elite.
Oh,
interesting.
Okay.
At its core, that's what Superman really is supposed to be.
Yes.
In my opinion. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, but thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Of course. Thank you for having on. Josh. Stu.
I did release my second Star Trek review video today.
Yay.
So yeah, by all means, go check it out. Every 2 weeks, I'm planning on doing a Star Trek review. At some point next week,
no notification.
Yeah, Mama Susan doesn't like me, apparently. But on Monday I'll be on with Mary's Game Room.
Nice.
Next week, for our off week video, will be Becky is doing a reading of a poem. I forget which one, but they'll be out. Just all the poetry. Just all the poetry.
Yes.
So yeah, that'll be out some point this week. On Thursday, I will be on with Lady Gravemaster as she continues to cover the Mythica film series.
Cool.
And then back on with Eris on Saturday.
Yay! We're doing this again. Aren't y'all excited?
Excellent.
I gotta save this point too. Well, actually, I'm
just
gonna
write down what time at stamp is or whatever.
I'm screenshotting it. 16:23. All right.
There you go. You'll probably hear about it and take the video down and say, "They may be mean to me."
I don't think I'm relevant enough for somebody to get mad at what I say. I am but tiny little Fez Cat on this giant ass platform. Yeah.
Well.
Oh, I guess it's my turn. So I'm gonna be on. Yes, I'm good. Yeah. 4 p.m. CST will be on Mandy Summers' channel on Beta Menace.
Wednesday.
Somebody tell her. I don't know if she knows. I think she knows. I hope she knows. And that's all I have, I think. I might pop up on a stream at some point. You never know. Yeah. Watch all the streams. Much like Arwyn. Watch all the streams. You might find us. So, just another 23 minutes. Yeah. We didn't even get halfway. We fucking tapped out or the halfway mark.
We'll be nicer next week.
No.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Because he's starting to turn me. I got to tell you guys, I might end up loving the movie by the time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was wrong all these years.
But yeah, that's all I got. So we will see y'all when we see y'all. Yay,
Later.
bye.
Bye everyone.
Good night, everybody.